We got to keep that in. Dana, did you know? Oh, fuck.
I know.
What happened? You don't know where your banana is?
God damn it.
Look, I love bananas, by the way.
Banana Gate was a big hit last week. But I have better banana. I took pictures of my banana. You know what? I'll send them in. You know what? I'll send them in. So Heather, be ready.
Guess what?
I'll do it right after. But put them in. So like
new nickname for you. Potassium Boy. Potassium Boy, how are you today?
What's wrong with Banana Boy?
Banana Boy. All right. Potassium Pete.
God damn.
Potassium. Well, because they're full of potassium.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That is not even why I eat them.
Fun fact alert. Stallone, when he wanted to seem dumber as Rocky, he wouldn't eat any bananas. And the lack of potassium would kind of lower his IQ. Fun fact.
Jesus,
yo, Adrian. But at first it's like, yo, Adrian, how you doing? Then no bananas for a month. Yo, Adrian. Hey. No bananas for 2 years. Hey, wait a banana.
Then he just eat rocks.
Can we just say something quickly about Sylvester Stallone? The guy's a genius. He's brilliant. So anyway, go ahead.
Should we show where the movie Staying Alive, John Travolta walks out?
Where he directs it,
where he's beginning. It's Travolta. It's the sequel.
Staying alive. Yeah.
And he's in the crowd in New York. You know, the same thing.
Yeah,
he doesn't walk like this though.
I don't know what that's about. Potassium Pete.
He walks like this.
He walks like
that
John Travolta. Catchier. He walks like a dancer.
Yeah, he walks like a dancer, and in the crowd in New York, he bumps into a dude, and you turn around, and it's Stallone,
who was the director. He's doing a Hitchcock, if you get the reference.
Yeah,
and then they say
he looks more like he was in Cobra.
Well, he's always jacked. They had a behind the scenes of BTS I saw, I think, on MTV years ago. And Travolta, in between takes, he's like, no, I'm going down the street like this and I'm bouncing around. And then Sly hits me and I turn. I don't see his face till the camera comes around. So I think you should change the shot. Stallone said, you do what you do. I do what I do. Rubber chicken, capiche.
You know what? Well, this movie needs more Easter eggs. I love a good Easter egg.
Yeah, Easter eggs equals. We did it in Greece. You know, more Easter eggs makes for more box office. So I can get a fucking airplane.
Taylor Swift has a lot of Easter eggs in her videos. We have to figure it out later, but that one's more obvious. But I will say I have a banana that looks like a maybe an Ewok face, and I have a banana picture that looks like something else funny. I'm going to put them in, and then we'll just pop them in while we talk.
Okay, I have a question now.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the gross meter, when you're going to peel a fruit, and a lot of people don't know that an avocado is a piece of fruit. If you open up that avocado and you see dark brown spots, you kind of or a banana looks good on the outside, mushy and brown. Which one's more grotesque? Send us your letters.
You know, I get this question a lot, Dana. I would say,
yeah, you get this
avocado. I'll cut out the black. I don't care. And a banana, I almost don't care about anything.
If I really like avocados, and if I get one that's like not quite there, it's not good. It goes right in the trash. And I talked to Stallone about that because, if you open the avocado and it's got a lot of brown spots, you got to chuck it. Rubber chicken, capiche.
Some of the old BTSs from Rocky he'd crack open 12 avocados and then try to slam them down. And they wound up doing eggs. Yeah, they wound up with eggs. Yeah,
Potassium Pete. Yeah, I got to work on my
with every fruit.
I used to do a lot better. I got to work on. I got to get warmed up with these impressions. People, don't send in your letters. But my Travolta was like this, very much.
Dana, this is a good time to bring up how on earth did we win an award last night with this garbage?
Based on this last 3.5 minutes is what. So anyway, we have an announcement to make. I'll let Potassium Pete and/or AKA David Spade. What happened, David, to our podcast? What happened?
Well, apparently there's an iHeart award they have an award ceremony every year. I think in Austin, Texas. Mm-hmm. Not to be confused with ostentatious. And they have an award for a lot of types of podcasts. Mm-hmm. And we were up for, which I don't think for sure I knew, comedy podcast of the year. They have a lot of specific categories.
Yes.
And
newscaster, serious news,
political, comedy, music,
lifestyle, whatever. Yeah. But only one.
Yeah, we could name those.
Yeah.
So we were up against some good competition. I think Nikki Glaser, I think maybe Rogan, maybe Call Her Daddy. Is it possible?
Rogan, the GOAT.
Anyway, we won, and it's very exciting.
Whoops.
And we just heard that last night. Mm-hmm. And shockingly, no, not that shockingly, we do a good job, I think. But all those are good. So it's just sort of the way it is. But I'll take it. I'll take whatever the situation is. I'll take it.
Well, first of all, it's very old school because you would normally audio text me. And it was like 11 o'clock at night, bum, 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 knock at the door. And they said, a telegram from Mr. David Spade. So telegram. I'm like opening the telegram from you last night. Look, iHeartRadio, comedy podcast of the year. Stop. You and David Spade. Congratulations. Stop. I'm telling you, this is the greatest podcast anyone's ever seen. Stop. You are the winner and champion. Tonight you're on top of the world. Tomorrow you may be nowhere. Stop. And finally I stopped.
And then I say, so now how do I send this? Do I pay you? Stop. And then I'm like, that wasn't supposed to be part of it.
Well, I love that old-fashioned 1920s thing. Telegram for Mr. Denagani from Mr. David Hineas Spade, also known as Potassium Pete.
God dang.
I'm working that one. But anyway, let's go back to the winning. Look, it's always feels good. It is kind of a small deal that's actually kind of a big deal because they don't say you won comedy podcast. They add of the year, which gives it so much gravitas. It sounds so. And the winner of 2024 for podcast of the year is Fly on the Wall. And that's why it seems so big. Of the year.
Well, it's funny at the Oscars, they don't say the best movie of the year. They just say best movie, right?
I think so. And look, we have a lot of... I like
comparing it to the Oscars.
Sorry, Conan, you killed it. You were great at the Oscars.
Oh, boy.
You can.
Happy winners are disgustingly gross and a turnoff.
And then all of us were fans of all the people who didn't even get nominated. Shane Gillis, farewell.
We're extra giddy today, which is kind of gross.
No, are we extra giddy? We're not taking it that seriously, are we?
We're drinking the Kool-Aid. It's so sickening.
There's nothing funnier than a bad winner, and we probably never win again.
Oh, we're sickening.
Sorry, Joe Rogan.
I will say shout out to Bowen Yang because Bowen Yang and his won the best podcast of the whole year of everybody.
Of just any podcast.
Of all categories.
Just
That's pretty big.
Damn.
Yeah. He's we work together, friend of the show.
I've worked with him over 10 weeks. A great guy. He's fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell an Emmy nomination. I think he's gotten 4 in a row.
Nomination?
This is when I would tease my friend John Lovitz. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Whoops.
That's
somebody got a nomination.
But it's an N and an M. It's not exactly.
No.
Fitting perfectly.
Are we really giddy, Greg? Or are we just punchy?
Yeah, we're sick.
I'm just punchy.
You're punchy from your long gig you did on the weekend, right? And your big coffee cup you're trying to lift. God dang, look at that.
I know. Listen, it's not a big cup.
Doesn't it look big?
It does look giant in the frame, but where does it look back here? David, you don't know about ratio or photography. Look.
I don't.
and then I take a sip, and it's up here.
How do you have a small cup now?
Yeah. I don't know. But here, look. This spreads around. We have a lot of, look, everybody, all our peers are great. Of course, we're joking around. We're very lucky to get it, and it's an honor. But it's all over the world. Like our podcast is in Thailand and all over the world.
Oh, my God.
And we have fans. Well, every podcast is all over the world. So there's a gentleman in Japan who I've done before, and he's very nice, but he's a fan from Japan. He lives in a very active seismic area of Japan.
Right. A lot of earthquakes over there, I heard.
And he got a telegram too. After you telegrammed me, I telegrammed him. And then he's reading it. And then an earthquake hits, you know.
Whoa. Doesn't look too bad so far.
Telegram. Davis.
That was more like a tremor, I feel. Uh-oh, it's starting again. Jesus.
And then it goes back to telegram. Can we do that?
He's not even... Well, we've done it 100 times. Yeah, I think we can. We can do it. We're gonna
look. I'll balance it.
Don't get our award taken away immediately.
Here's a
By the way, that we're still talking about the award is great. Okay, what does Rednecky say about it?
This is a redneck and gets an earthquake down in Mississippi. He sees, hey, I can't believe Dan and Garney and David Spudler got the damn best comedy podcast of the year. That's good news, man. That's good news. He's talking to a friend, and then all of a sudden, what the mother funk? They don't get earthquakes in Mississippi.
I like that version.
Okay. I could do every nationality. But there's something about a gentleman in an earthquake. So something about it.
I like the people that are listening, like going, you're please still not talking about this award. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Well, we're putting bits in between that we, we're
screaming from the rooftops.
Are we too serious about this? Are we giddy about it? Look, we won the iHeart comedy.
Just to reiterate,
comedy podcast here, and no one thought we could win it, and we won it. I don't care what anybody says. Sorry, I
like when a best actor or actress will win the award at the Oscars, and they go. And then toward the end of their speech, they go, and to my other fellow nominees, you're so good. Oh, my God. You're not the best, but you're so good. You're so close.
Yeah.
And there's always next year. And you really do a good job. You're not this, but you're.
And I'm not.
That's really good for you.
I'll be honest. Okay. I'm going to make a confession. I'd only seen Dune 2. I watched the Oscars because Conan was so great. But I didn't know, and it was sort of weird when someone's greatest moment superstar, and it's like Barbara Fleetwood is now winning. Hi, my name's Barbara Fleetwood. I mean, I don't know. I'm Ed Klocknick, and I am the cinematographer. Yeah. I just didn't know anybody, man, and the names were weird. Right.
Makes you feel either old or just out of it. Where the only one I saw was a Snora. Whoa. That was a little Hollywood minute dig. No, Anora,
I haven't seen it.
It did take me 3 times to get through it because the first half hour is like sex and a strip club and all this. Sounds great. But I kept going, if this is up for best movie, like, where are we going with this? Where are we going? I think it had too much of a runway to get into it. It was just a long ramp up. And then it got more interesting second half, of course, but best movie of the year, I don't know. I thought Dune 2 was pretty cool, and I'm not really all over those type of movies. I thought it was very well done.
I thought it was brilliant. And I'll tell you what, look, here's the deal. It's no one's...
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal. I'm not kidding around. Come on.
There you go.
I got to win an Oscar faster than anyone's ever won an Oscar in their life. The winner goes to Joe Biden. So...
Oscar Mayer had a wiener.
Oscar Mayer had a wiener dog. With mustard and good pickles on the dog or the wiener. Thank you, Joe. No, not profound. Look, we have live streaming. We have 1 billion movies, and it just dilutes the process. It's not anyone's fault. In my day, in the 70s, you would have movie stars that you would never see anywhere except the Oscars. Nicholson, John Wayne would be there, Burt Lancaster, Cary Grant.
Bob Redford.
Everybody had seen the movie. Everyone had seen The Godfather, you know,
Liz Taylor.
Or Alien or whatever, Liz Taylor. So it's just a different kind of situation. And
they're not all on fucking Snapchat.
Christ sakes, you know.
You don't get to see Robert Redford doing TikTok.
What is this? The winner, 2,100 people saw the best picture of the year, Carvey?
I will tell you this. This might be one of our stories, but Anora, I'm not making fun of it. It's a pretty good movie.
Did you name it Ignora? Was that your pun? Ignora?
Ignora is better. I said Snora.
Oh, Ignora. I didn't see Ignora.
Fucking, that's hot.
I can't believe I topped you. You're the king of that stuff.
Yeah, I like that one better. Huh? Oh, we do have a young lady in Busboys that I flirt with in the movie that had a part in Ignora. And we can make fun of Anora because it won, so who cares? But she was great there's not many people in Anora, if you've seen it. It's a small movie, small cast, not that many locations. That's why it was $6 million movie. But the girl that plays the competitive dancer in her club with the red hair is in Busboys. That's interesting, isn't it?
That's interesting.
I think it is. She's good.
I like that a $6 million movie that's just real and cool, and I haven't seen it, can win the Oscar. I mean, back in the day, you'd have these 300 million, like the Titanic when it's going down. By the way, I don't know why when it was going down and Rose and Jack, DiCaprio and Heather, the woman.
Thanks for clearing that up. Kate Winslet.
Kate. So as the ship's going down, the $1 billion movie, one of the greatest scenes in the history of film, when they ride the ship, they say before that for an hour, they call each other every second by their name. Rose, this way, Rose. Jack, where? This way. Come down here, Rose. Rose, Jack, Rose. You think by 2 hours into the movie, they would know each other's names. I don't say David every time I talk to you.
No, you know what happens when you write a movie, and this is true. This is real.
Inside baseball.
You go away from a scene, you write it for a couple of days, you go to the next scene, and you're like, hey, Rose, you forget. And then you realize you almost start every scene with someone saying the other one's name because you don't see it in a row. And then when you see it cut together, you're like, holy shit. No one says, like when I'm with you, I barely call you Dana. It's just, you know what? We just talk. And in movies, you got to be careful. You say someone's name sometimes too much.
Yeah. That's the point. And also screenwriters tip from a sometimes actor. I don't like when I read a script and there's just my character has so many exclamation points. It's like, first thing I do is get rid of every exclamation point. Hello, exclamation point. How's it going? Exclamation point.
Or you yell in all caps. Everything is all caps. And you're like, all right, let's Kanye this script down a bit. Now, what about this? I saw a rough cut of Titanic and it was temp sound because they didn't have all the money.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And when the ship was going down, it was an hour of just you hear blub, 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 because he didn't have all the real noises in yet.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, blub, 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 blub. It was just someone doing that, I guess. But it sounded real. But then they added like screaming later and actual good sounds.
Just an insert and a callback to Bowen Yang. One of the ways that I first noticed how funny he was is when he played the iceberg that was hit by the ship
from Titanic. That is a tie-in.
How do you think I felt? You know, that was just a funny take.
It was a good bit. Very good bit. Also, throwing back to Anora again, that one of the stories I read over the last week was it cost $6 million, and it was an interesting little tidbit that they spent $18 million on a Oscar push with advertising. So 3 times the budget.
You know, it's the way. I mean, our advertising budget for this show is
$27 million.
I was going to say $39. We could go one way or the other. It's way much. It's $1 billion a year, and that's why winning comedy podcast of the year, full circle.
Spade is feisty.
Lots of energy.
Well, I do have energy, and I do tell you, Dana, I'm running around all day, doing lots of nothing, but I do a lot of it. And I do showbiz stuff. I'm your typical showbiz phony. I go to meetings. Busy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What I do sometimes is I do eat a lot because I have a little bit of low blood sugar.
You eat consistently.
I do. That's a fair statement. And I think people should anyway. But this Huel is a sponsor of ours. And so I didn't have it, but I got it, because they're a new sponsor. Right. And then I grabbed it on the way out one day because sometimes I just don't want to eat a full meal. I don't want to eat even a protein bar. Yeah. And it's just easier just to sip. Sometimes I even sip it on the show because it's easier. Anyway, it's got 35 grams of protein, 27 vitamins and minerals. It's low on sugar. It's all in a bottle. It's very handy. Huel is a global complete nutrition brand. It's got 500 meals sold. So basically it's easy to run and gun with it. So it tastes good. And new customers shopping at Huel.com can try it for 15% off, plus a free gift using my code, not yours, Dana. Fly at Huel.com. That's HUEL-. But yeah, so that's the one. I think mine is chocolate. I think, but they have, Heather says yes. So it's great.
I mean, I think if you're busy and you need a balanced meal and you gotta start to travel, go drive, this is the go-to, the Huel Black Edition.
Yeah, there's no cooking, there's no heating it up, there's no, you get a little hang. It sort of evens me out. Just go, and then I do my jumping jacks or whatever I do.
This is you having Huel Black Edition. Oh yeah, thanks, Heather.
Acting it out. and then here's me leaving the house.
No, Huel is a perfectly balanced meal.
Yeah, join the community of Hueligans with the exclusive offer for new customers of 15% plus a free gift.
Exclusive code FLY at Huel.com.
That's 15% plus a free gift for new customers using my exclusive code FLY at Huel.com. Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters, showbiz. I will say, and I don't know if we mentioned this earlier about the iHeart Award, but we forgot to tell everybody to vote for it. I don't know if we were 1,000% aware to say, hey, everybody, get on there and click. So that's even more shocking that we would get.
Well, wait a minute. So it was open to just people that
I would imagine it's just they have
oh, wow.
I don't know how people would vote, and but we appreciate it. So we are very humbled and it's very nice that we got that. We will maybe stop talking about it now, but I think that's a lot.
Well, no, I just heard. We're getting a message. I don't think it was a voting thing. More like an academy, I think.
Winners are chosen for cumulative performance, not voting. Wait. Well, the public is able to vote in several categories.
Hold on. We'll come back to this. Put a pin.
AI. By the way, I'm a fan of Bobby Kennedy Jr. because he's a shit disturber. And he looks cool. You watch him, he walks into that chamber. He's a Kennedy. He comes from that vibe. He's all tan.
He's ripped too.
And he's ripped. And he has dystonia, which my brother has on his hand. It's just a rigidity in his vocal cords. And his voice is pretty cool. I think Big Pharma and the pharmaceutical companies and the big egg are poisoning our children. And I figure, why not get an AI JFK so that translates? I'll use AI JFK. Commencing AI JFK. The big agriculture and the big farmers, they are indeed poisoning our children. We criticize and we ask questions, not because it's easy, but because it's hard. Just a thought.
I like it. Okay. Yeah. What about that his voice sometimes the funniest thing is in the middle of that you gave yourself a thumbs down and
I don't know why my thing was I
don't know.
Look, these bits aren't worked out, and I just thought I just like these non-status quo dudes like Bobby Kennedy, and I heard him on Rogan for 3 hours, and then I kind of got his whole thing.
You know, people say his voice is a bit irritating, which is rude because it's an affliction. But he said if he did get this new appointment that he would, instead of giving speeches, he would set up a group chat with America. And then it would be less irritating. He would just talk and then we could all look and listen to it.
I don't.
That's another bit. And it didn't seem to do that great. But that's funny. Some of these are undercooked.
No. I was thinking. I know that's funny. I thought you played it so straight. I thought, oh, group chat. You know,
I know group chat. It sounds funny. He gets on WhatsApp. Join me on WhatsApp.
But it doesn't really bother me. I think he does very well with it, and you get used to it. Let me go with AI JFK. Commencing AI JFK. I don't think my voice is a problem. I think I've presented very well with it. And I speak this way, not because it's easy, but because it's hard.
Okay.
Well, I love doing JFK.
You tweaked it up.
You know where that reference is? We don't do it
because it's easy, because it's hard. Yeah, that's from some famous speech, right?
We endeavor to go to the moon before the end of this decade. We don't do it because it's easy. We do it because you finish it.
We don't fake the landing because it's easy. We fake it because it's hard.
We pretend to go to the moon, not because it's easy, because it takes technical difficulties. It's hard. We have actors. We have sets and props. We don't actually go to the moon, but we pretend that we go to the moon. That's Capricorn 10, I think. I don't know. All right, here we go.
I love Capricorn 1.
Well, iHeart.
iHeart is giving. Okay. Podcast winners in each category will be determined by a panel of blue ribbon podcast industry leaders, creatives, and visionaries. I'm all three of those things. Each year, podcast fans help decide. At least that's what it says on my LinkedIn.
Decide the winner. Yeah.
Oh, okay. They vote online. Okay. iHeart Podcast Awards. All right.
I just want to thank people for voting. Now we have a whole new thing. I just can't believe that people voted for. Okay, I'm doing Mark Pitta, by the way.
Should we get to the headlines, or do we have any, or do you have any more stories?
I have one more. I'm working on Elon Musk, and I don't really have it, but the fact that he talks very soft and lilting, and I think it's funny when Trump is sitting next to him, and the tie is really long, and Trump's just sitting listening to Elon,
and the tie's touching the ground.
Elon goes on for 5 minutes, and so we can't afford it. The government is spending too much money, and if we get the government spending down, the inflation will come down. And then they go, Mr. President. Trump goes, what he said. He's a smart cookie. He's a smart cookie. He's a tough cookie. He's a tough cookie. He's a sweet cookie. He's a cookie crumble. He's a cookie monster. He's a Chips Ahoy. He's a Lorna Doone. Remember Lorna Doone? Everybody loves Lorna Doone. So that's my little. I
like that. That's your cookie run. It's a good one, actually.
These are things I share on the podcast. Now that all these people voted for us, just as embryonic beginnings. I want them to come out on our podcast first and then later on talk shows,
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Anything about your gig on the weekend or no?
I played a recreational vehicle park in Arizona. It's called Bob's RV Park, and it was thousands of RVs and little houses. We got the best shitters in the greater Arizona area. By the way, the native son of Arizona is one David Potassium Pete Spade. So you came up, but here's the thing about that. They had a theater, couple thousand people. They were the nicest audience. It was 55 and up, and they were the nicest, coolest audience. Tons of energy. So don't judge an RV park by its.
I didn't.
You were a little
winner. They would auction off an arrowhead. When I'm Arizona, we'd always find arrowheads in the ground.
Oh, that's kind of hip from the Native American population.
That we took over, yeah, I guess, or whatever.
Stole it
They used to hang out there. That's how I soften it a bit. Yeah, they would always be buzzing around there. So
all right, well, that's kind of my shtick. Why let's do things.
I don't have any shticks about my week. I don't know really.
Where'd you play?
What are you guys doing on Saturday?
What are you doing on Saturday?
That's right.
What are you doing on Saturday?
Oh, this Saturday we're going to Fantasy Springs.
Tomorrow night. Fantasy Springs tomorrow. Well, it's actually closer to Indio. Not that anybody's counting, but it's
they're doing the Indian Wells tennis tournament. I wonder if it's on purpose that we're there during that.
Huh. Interesting. Well, it was the Combine when we were playing Indianapolis, so maybe they're just booking sporting events and different things. Kind of knowing it would boost our ticket sales.
Because I was talking to Theo about maybe doing a show night before UFC events in cities because we have similar crowd, and sometimes people get in the night before. There's nothing to do, but that's similar. That's whatever. It'll be fun. Fantasy Springs. It's a pretty big room, so we're excited to play it, and we hope to see you there, and we will report on it next week.
Hold on. Commencing. JFK interface for David Spade. We are playing Fantasy Springs Casino, and we feel that it's going to be a good show. We'd love to all see you there. We don't do it because it's easy. We do it because it's
We don't drive all the way to Palm Springs because it's easy.
We do it because it's a long way. But we will do it and bring the show hard, and we will do sets of comedy. Then we will come out together. Take questions and answers from the crowd. DC's JFK interface.
I'm not going to show the crowd my wiener because it's easy. I'm going to. Oh, you get it. Okay.
That's so bad. It's brilliant.
First story. Ex-Olympic snowboarder Ryan Wedding among FBI's 10 most wanted for alleged role. And this guy's Olympic snowboarder, Heather. He's tied into a $1 billion. He runs a $1 billion cocaine ring. Unless he got murked. Did anything happen to him?
I don't know. I mean,
have you heard this story, Dana? He was in the Olympics.
I did see it. And you know what? Most I'm not forgiving what he just decided to make money as, but most Olympic athletes don't make that much money. A few do. So I'm not sure.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I would be getting into this field. Olympics are tough because I love them, but it's grueling all day training all your life. That's all you know for maybe a 10-second run. And if you don't do it perfectly, where are you? Do you do it 4 more years for the next Olympics? And what do you really, really, really get? Because afterwards, maybe you are, if you win the gold, maybe you're a coach. Maybe you go, where do you go? Because you've spent all your time not in school, you're training to be the best, which is a huge achievement. But after that, where is the huge payoff? It's like vets coming back. It's like you do it for your country, whatever country you're in. You come back, and some countries really treat you well and some treat you medium. I'm not saying we don't. I'm saying America, I love Olympic athletes. I think it's great, but I want them to have more rewards going on in the future because it's a tough gig.
Yeah. I mean, for track and field, it's the most popular sport in the world for like a week every 4 years, but there's still the Diamond League and other things. But yeah, the drama of it for us is so intense.
It's fun for the crowd. Yeah.
And then everyone knows that injuries or whatever, they may not be there in 4 years. It's very hard to make the American track and field team. And this year, the winner was the closest of all time, 0.00031 of a second in the 100-meter dash.
Oof.
Noah Lyles, just literally like that.
Oh, right, I remember that.
Yeah. So, yeah, it makes it very dramatic. But I don't know. Most of them don't make a lot of money in track and field. Not like a baseball or basketball player. He averages 2 points a game and grabs a rebound. He plays 6 minutes a game, just signed a $78 million contract, but all good for athletes to get paid. That's because the NBA is really well run.
Is there no salary cap or something? In the NBA, there's so much.
There is kind of rules like that, but they get well paid. And, in the NFL, most players play 4 years. and get out and run a car dealership. They're not all Travis Kelce.
They don't all start a cocaine cartel like this guy.
Well, that guy, get out of that and get back to snowboarding, bitch.
Okay. That's a good lesson. I don't know if he's busted or I guess.
Well, I don't know why he went into cocaine, but he spent his life around white powder. So could be a connection there.
I do think it comes hand in hand. Mm-hmm. Kevin Nealon has such a great joke about that. Okay. All right. What's the next story? You'll have to go to Kevin and watch.
Yeah.
GOP outraged after trans singer. I don't know. This is your Bernie impression, but there's some vulgar lyrics at one of his rallies, which I don't think he saw coming.
Oh.
Have you heard the lyrics? They're too rough to even read here.
Oh. And this is sort of attacking Trump or something. Does your God have a big fat D word? Because it feels like he's effing me. Does he shoot wads of honey and
don't even read it?
Well, I'm editing it for the kids. We have a huge under 10 fan base.
Why Easter Sunday? I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. I wonder.
Thank you, Grace. He thanked Grace after. Thank you, Grace.
So she gets booed off. He covers for it. She has the voice of an angel. The voice of an angel. Let's play it again. The voice of an angel. I'm Bernie Sanders, and the millionaires and the billionaires are doing something.
All right, we'll get off the story. It's grosser than I thought.
I got to get my Bernie.
I like when you go, she's got the voice of an angel.
The voice of an angel. Okay, here we go.
Oh, we're back to SNL fun.
SNL.
How much does an episode of SNL cost? Do you want to guess, Dana? Do you know?
I would say $3 million.
$3 million, Jesus Christ. Okay,
single episode of SNL costs way more than you think, and that could be a problem when Lorne Michaels leaves. The average SNL episode has about 10 sketches and 2 musical performances. There are currently 17 cast members total and 300 people in the credits each week.
Whoa.
So how much do you think all that costs? A single episode of SNL costs $4 million to make, which comes out to about $100 million a season. It turns out making 80 wigs, 150 costumes, a dozen sets each week, not to mention Lorne's high fee and all the other 300 salaries, adds up. But here's the thing. According to Vulture, SNL is still very valuable to NBC. It remains the highest rated entertainment show on network television in the 18 to 49 demo. The only broadcasts that get better ratings are live sports. And because it's a legacy brand, NBC can charge a lot for its ads and sponsorship deals. But on a recent episode of the Town podcast, industry insider Matt Bellany speculated that Lorne Michaels himself is holding the line on the show's budget because, quote, everyone is afraid of Lorne Michaels, and that once he leaves, the budget is going to get slashed. Bellany quoted a prominent producer in this space who believes $1 million can be cut from each episode, and that viewers wouldn't even know the difference. But one has to wonder if those cuts would significantly change the show. I don't worry about SNL without Lorne because I think there are a lot of capable people who could run it, but budget cuts could hollow the show out from the inside.
$4 million.
I said,
how much does a host get?
3. No, 5,000 usually.
5,000.
Right? It's just an honorarium because it's like you get paid for the exposure, and a cast member you get paid for the exposure. But those sets, and 300 people, the crew, and all the different departments,
and everybody's union, and how about the real estate to be in Rockefeller Plaza with taking over all those floors and studios,
and there's a reason there's not a lot of SNLs around. It's so freaking hard. And the hair department, I mean, it's so nerve-wracking because everything is last minute. And then you have to be top-notch with a wig and a look. And, it's just...
And they have to have everything at their fingertips. Like if you say, I need this for this sketch, and they can't leave the building. A lot of times, obviously, they have to. But sometimes they dig in the back and find something, a prop, a wig, piece of wardrobe.
They put it all together under extraordinary pressure. And one cast member, I won't say who, just went to a local church and sort of prayed during the dinner time and then came back to do the show. So the pressure is so extreme. The fact that it's live, like that's what I love about it. For me, if a sketch isn't working, I find that interesting and kind of funny. I'm not rooting for it, but you're getting to see something not work quite the way they want. And believe me, I've been in a few of those turkeys, so I know what I'm talking about.
I've been in a couple.
When you're in the sketch,
you're like, What's going on? Why is this not work? And it's so horrible to try to finish it. And then you run off grabbing the other guy going, what happened? But you're already running to the next one.
Well, the worst is if you do the dress show and it kind of works, you come out of 8H and there's a page desk and all the people kind of hanging out right as you come out of 8H in your costume, your makeup.
Yeah.
The dress show, you come out, first time they've seen it full tilt. So they're, hey. And then if the air show's not as good, you come out, huh? And they kind of look down, check their phone. Humiliating.
Actually, to get from the home base to the page desk through the doors is probably 15 seconds. So you're hot off the presses of being in front of millions of people, and then you walk right out and you're still like kind of flying high on adrenaline. And it's fun to see everyone high five or do something or say good job, or especially if it worked. And then when it doesn't, it's the other way sickening.
When you're in the cold opening, the only time the studio is, quiet, but everyone's ready to move. And I'm coming off the stage, and I was going to just walk down the front steps off the main stage, but I decided last minute to jump. And as I was just jumping, there was a guy with a trolley coming toward me, and I thought, fuck, I may land on this moving trolley and break my back, but I didn't. Sorry. I was I was springy for my age. I jumped further than you thought. Whoops.
Heather was really into that story, and then it ended with nothing.
Well,
so in summary, nothing happened.
I leaped. Yeah, nothing happened. But
you
for
went
a
like
second,
this.
In my head, I thought, holy shitski. And then I said, up and away, and I jumped. But still, my point is, you can really fall and get hit by cameras, and everything is crazy.
I mean, once they say they're out at commercial, meaning you're still on camera, the light goes off from red.
Yeah.
They go, now you've got 2 minutes for next sketch. Everybody bolts. And so they're pushing props in, waiting for that millisecond, and they go. Because that New York sketch we did with Pete and John Mulaney, we could not get it right. We kept running off while they pushed in tables, and we were running into them. They kept going, cut. Spade, you guys go this way. They're coming this way. Got it. Ram into them again. They're like, you don't get it. What are you doing? And they push the hot dog vendor out, push us in. They put steam in the hot dogs, fake steam. And we just kept going. We're so dumb. And the first AD is so tough. He's like a Marine.
Chris,
and it wasn't.
He's great. He's funny, but he really he rules that area because he's responsible for safety. Doors open, and they're opening doors for a sketch. Doors closed, guys. You got to go faster. You got to go fast. Let's do it again. Doors open, close. So he has to run a tight ship. He's the one.
We were a full hazard. He knew we were all idiots.
Yeah, he says 5 seconds for people who watch the show.
Oh, he's the one that goes 5 seconds.
Which was started by Joe Disco. But he does, I believe. Disco. Anyway, Joe. Joe Dixo.
Yeah, you know.
You know
him, you love him.
The guy, started that, I believe. And Chris does a great job of it. And I'm sitting there, and every time he goes, 5 seconds, I can tell by the audience if it's going to be rocking or not. The way they respond. If they laugh or not,
yeah. Okay, next one. I was going crazy the other day because I had a gig and I had to send stuff ahead of time, and it's just too hard to put together. We don't have any time, and life in general, as you know, can be chaotic. But if you're in charge of order fulfillment at an e-commerce business, which is kind of me, you know that it's its own special kind of chaos. But with ShipStation, you can count on your day-to-day remaining calm, which is what I want.
Come on, ShipStation.
I know you save hours and money every month by shipping from all your stores with one login, automating repetitive tasks, and finding the best rates among all the global carriers.
I think it's a pain in the neck to ship stuff sometimes. So it's great this product is trying to make it easy and fast. You never need to upgrade. ShipStation grows with your business, no matter how big it gets. Yeah. It's the fastest, David, and most affordable way to ship products to your customers with discounts up to 88% off UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates, and up to 90% off FedEx rates.
That's pretty monstrous.
I'm no mathematician, but hello.
No, you are not, but it is a lot. Calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to ShipStation.com and use code Superfly to sign up for your free trial. That's ShipStation.com, code Superfly. What is this story? Is this a new trend? I don't know what it is. There's officially a new trend. These are all dumb, but let's see. Going on a first date.
There's officially a new trend where women are completely coating themselves with full body glitter before first dates.
Why?
For the express purpose of outing taken or married men who may be going home to another woman. They're calling it divorce dust. Apparently, in a world where not everyone has joined their local Are We Dating the Same Guy group, women felt the need to get a little bit more creative. And apparently it's working, allowing glitter to truly live up to its scientific name, the herpes of crafts. One woman says, that's actually how I caught my ex-husband cheating. I don't wear glitter, but the other girl did. I knew immediately.
So glitter's hard to get rid of.
I can't tell if I'm just delulu
you can turn that off. You know,
husband, but
I will tell you.
Not be enough of a smoking gun.
Yeah.
When in the old days, if I'd go to a strip club, also known as a dance club, or go see the peelers, where they peel their clothes off. If you go to the peelers and they have glitter on, my friend would say I would take my shirt and put it at the bottom of the hamper because it's got to get blended in and get the glitter off, because that's the first sign of trouble. And so that's probably an interesting, schemy way to find out if some guy's married. And if they are, that's shitty. So, hey, listen, every trick in the book, whatever it takes.
I don't know who the new James Bond. What?
It's a way, if guys aren't coming out and being honest, it is a way to find out.
I do like flushing them out of the brush because you get them caught. So it's their fault.
So he touches the woman who's covered in glitter. It gets all over him. Then he goes home to his wife. Hi, honey. She sees the glitter and all hell breaks loose.
And they're like, Dana wore a lot of glitter today. I just kind of rubbed up against him.
Well, sometimes in some husbands in Washington, D.C., they will get glittered up and they know it's a problem. So they hire Senator John Kennedy to come in and sort of defend them to the wife. Now,
that's a good setup. We went around a long way and we got there. I love it.
You are accusing your husband. Let me make sure I get it right here.
Get my notes here.
You are accusing your husbands of infidelity because of some glitter. Have you ever heard of a 5 and dime store? They sell glitter, don't they? And that is where your husband...
Just simple yes or no. Simple yes or no.
Your words, not mine.
No, there's extra.
I don't know. I just threw him in. I think Johnny Carson comes home to his wife, 1972. Oh, sorry, Joni. I didn't know I had glitter on me. Ed McMahon had a vomitorium drink and boo boo.
Vomitorium.
He had a vomitorium with a twist.
I told you earlier I was in the... we had a piñata full of glitter today to celebrate our 1 millionth episode. I'm sure it's in your iCal.
I will say this: they should use it in combat because if it comes down the glitter at some award or somewhere, you can never get all of it out. That's
amazing. What they're counting on.
So I give kudos to those women and how about not dating losers? Just a question mark.
Yeah, how about not dating married guys? But the married guys don't say it, in fairness. And also, if you pick up your date and she's covered in glitter, you just go, okay, we're just going to do fist bumps tonight. All right, let's move on, even though Glitter was also the name of a Mariah Carey movie. I don't know if you remember.
You should go home and say okay, go ahead.
Listen, we covered politics. We do everything here.
Yeah.
Sports, SNL, and now here's science. Doctors look inside your head with these new glasses.
In real time. Wow.
Detailed images of your brain. Wow. I can read that. This system increases the precision of brain tumor removal. Whoa.
I love it. I mean, because I came from
weird.
Remember Star Trek?
Yes. I'm pretty young, but I do remember. I've heard about it.
Bones, the doctor, would just have a thing and make a sound. He'd wave it over. I can't believe you can see in her brain. Bones.
I can't believe your temperature is 98.6.
Jim.
That's normal.
Jim, she has a cerebral bladder hemorrhage. The future arrives in slow motion and all at once, and I can't believe it. I don't know why his hands went.
Spock, you can operate on my brain. Just make sure I can still think about the strip club. Oh, we won't be touching that part of your brain, sir.
I watched William Shatner last night in Deep Space Nine. They did a mashup, and they put William Shatner from the 60s in Star Trek was in the future at Deep Space Nine, and I couldn't believe it. He was great. I love that guy, man. Can we have William Shatner back on our podcast?
We had him. Yeah, we had him on Fly on the Wall.
Again, and he was just...
What did you say, Heather?
Put him on Superfly so we can have video.
Oh, yeah. He's on Fly on the Wall, a subsidiary of Fly on the Wall.
He's probably
Superfly.
The most curious guest we ever had. Like, he initially...
I'm curious.
Do you guys feel the need to be on all the time? That was the first thing he thought of.
I have the need for speed. Was that Fast?
I believe what you. He said the script was kind of stilted and boring, so you had to make all his lines. So that's why he would pivot and talk like that. Well, back to 7. He just
try to zhuzh it up. I like
rhythm, and it was genius. You just can't ever, he was great. And Leonard Nimoy. Okay. I mean, come on.
Leonard Nimoy?
Nimoy.
Mm-hmm. Nimoy. I haven't heard that. Okay, go ahead. Any more? Or should we wrap it up?
You can see when blindfolded.
Oh, is this autistic kids, Heather, do you think?
They're able to play ping pong, ride a bike. I mean, insane.
That they're smarter.
Because of frequencies,
they have more senses.
It's several techniques being used. Different groups use different techniques, but they all get to the same result.
Yellow, blue, yellow.
Well, is it autistic kids or kids with...
Scientifically
maybe it's just kids
the amount of light inside the mask to show that there's zero light. Mm-hmm. So technically,
that's the fuck around and find out chart.
Basically, you're asking your brain to control your vision.
So your brain can see.
Well, actually, you don't see with your eyes. You see
with
your brain.
Really?
Okay.
Yes, it's your brain. I mean,
I see with my hands.
Just
honk,
the receptor. It's like the optical lens.
Wow.
But actually, vision
8 years
is
old.
controlled by
That's
the
me
brain.
at the combine.
Wow.
So if there is no light, technically you're not supposed to see because there's no reflection on objects. And yet, with that training, you can see completely
without your eyes
in the dark.
So this is just, you can take regular people and try to get I don't know about that. I feel like I'd fail that class.
Blindfold them, and somehow this device allows them to roller skate or jump around, and they can see with their brain, not with their eyes.
Yeah. When people pick something up that's mine, I go, see with your eyes, not your hands. So that's...
Well, I saw the long version, and then she finally toward the end, they can see with their brain, but sometimes you get really stupid people, like really dumb, and we have them see with their brains, and they get hurt immediately. So you have to have a certain basic IQ level for the device to work. But some people are just morons. I mean, they are really, really stupid. So I'm glad we didn't show that part.
Here's a clever thing you can say if you're a kid and you're on the playground. It's a little thinky. But when people say they go, oh, that's cool. Can I see it? And you pull back and you say, see with your eyes, not your hands. That's a good one for kids. And then you go, oh, there's no sea in it. It's all dry land. S-E-A.
I like that.
Isn't that great?
Here's a playground favorite, and I'm sure you used it. Someone says, hey, Dana, you're stupid. I know you are, but what am I? That frustrates the shit out of little kids. Try
they
it,
should
David.
still use that.
David, You can't see very well.
I know, because I'm rubber and you're glue. Whatever you say to me bounces back and sticks on you.
I think I say, I know you are, but what am I? Okay.
I know. I forgot that one. I went to a new advanced one.
No, those are the classics. Heather?
I know you are, but what am I?
There you go. She got it.
There you
she
go.
knows her cue.
Today, kids are more sensitive into psychology. They'd say, I know I am, and you're not, and start to cry. So it's a different modality.
I know I am. My dad left me when I was 4. That's what I usually would say. And then one would be like, oh boy, this song and dance again.
Did you get an enforcer as a kid?
No, I wish.
I would always make best friends. Like in 4th grade, Steve Lee was the biggest, strongest kid. So I said, he's going to be my new best friend. And then he was my enforcer. So if someone tried to bully me, I go, talk to the Steve. I'm 8.
I go, hey, you're big and dumb. I'm Dave. Will you be my bully enforcer? I got picked on all the time. It was horrible.
They'd be mad at you because you were smart. What are you going to do? Win the chess championship? You're going to win the spelling bee, Spade? Is that your plan? You know, right?
They go, how's reading 47 books the most in the school when you were in 5th grade? And I go, it's fine. And I go, ooh, I didn't see that coming.
I was good at dodgeball. I'm telling you, I was good at
I was good at all of it.
I couldn't do tetherball. That was a height orientated, but dodgeball, I was a speed demon.
Tetherball is overrated. Okay.
What are you gonna
is there
do
any
the rest
more?
of the day?
Or should we wrap it up?
No.
I have to go into Happy Madison today. Okay.
Okay.
You can, this might be fun for you, Dana. You can be Gene Simmons' roadie for a day, and it's only $12,500.
So you pay $12,500.
So you pay. Yeah.
You pay it. Gene Simmons is a brilliant businessman.
Why don't we get a roadie for Superfly?
I'm going to get this for you for Christmas.
Maybe we'll do online. We'll ask on YouTube who would pay the most to fly here and sit with Heather, and you could laugh at all our jokes that most aren't funny at all.
Not bad.
Heather's laughed at 3 today. 3 out of 1,000. Not great odds.
And how many times did she nod off? How many times did she nod off today?
Sometimes I look. Sometimes she's smiling, and sometimes she's just literally drifting off. Well, but you can't help it. It's an hour.
Tilted once, and I saw her just peeking out of a sleeping bag, looking at you, and then she's
zipping up the top.
It tilted. I think Greg cut that part out, but Heather was like, "Oh my God, what am I going? How do I get away?" And she just
last week when she was sick, she was sitting on the floor, leaning against a chair, half laying on the floor. But she showed up. She's tough.
Are you all good right, now, Heather?
She's close. We talked about this morning.
Pretty close. So there's a lingering fatigue and a little bit of a cough. Mm-hmm. That's what happened to me. That's why I missed the 50th.
Right. And you were missed at the 50th. We need
I won't be
the
at
heavy
the
hitters
60th.
there.
I won't be at the 60th.
I'm waiting till the 100th. Why won't you be at the? Were you saying you won't go or you will go?
I will be at the 60th.
Okay, good.
Guarantee.
Here's John Lovitz. Hey, Lauren, am I in the 60th? Should I book my flight? I don't know. We don't know yet.
We're going to do a smash cut. You're going to be in a Toys R Us on a unicycle, and you won't really know why you're there. And you'll say, "I'm not really mad. I just want to know why I'm here."
That's what I did last time.
You're going to you're going to be playing with Tinker Toys, Tinker Toys, and you're going to build an image that'll look somewhat like me. Is there a Tinker Toy rapper? I love that. That's not bad.
What's up, yo? I'm fucking Tinker Toys.
You can't tell who's a rapper anymore. It used to be
you cannot.
Shambuzi is this great country western. Ironically, he's a teetotaler, but Shambuzi.
No, his name is ShamWowzy.
No, and he was the sweetest. Sweetest.
Shabuzi was such a stud. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
he was very nice.
He is a stud. And he's got this great country western. We should, we need monikers. We need nicknames. We're just Dana and David. We should be something else.
Boring.
I'm going to call you Scuzzy what?
Scuzzy was a bear.
Scuzzy what? With a question mark.
No, my name's Pump Fake.
My name is Lemon Meringue.
Oh, boy. All right, listen. I have to go to hold a press conference about the iHeart Awards. It all comes back.
I've got a citation 10 waiting for me to go down and get the actual award and bring it back. And I'll get the original. We'll get you a copy. No, but anyone who listens to us, thank you, because it keeps the lights on most of the time. Thank you.
The fact that we won anything is shocking. Anyway, appreciate it. And thanks for tuning in. Any comments in the YouTube, we read them. Maybe I'll read some on the air next week just so we should get some feedback.
Yeah, get some feedback because I don't know about my little shtick today if it was really landing. But
vote on that.
Remember, it's rough. Now, everyone, it's rough drafts.
It's undercooked. Yes,
undercooked. See, I'm fishing when I do this podcast, and then if I see the reaction, I'll go more. If I see another kind of reaction, I'll go less. No, I just do.
I'll see if you get a little nibble on the line.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks everybody. This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it. Ooh. All right, let's start it, Dana. It's Superfly, as we all know. Everyone's excited about.
Riveted, setting their clocks. It's a unique. It's unique. It's a unique Superfly. I'm just going to say that up front. It's not a tease. We're going to do something a little different, David.
Yes. Oh, David. Well, we, back during the pandemic, we were all glued to the Tiger King. I was also, and Joe Exotic, who had a lot of funny catchphrases and funny things going on. A very interesting situation down there. And the zoo is a loose word.
I guess it was a zoo. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if it was a zoo. Yeah, and all his cast of characters. It was like a movie, and they were always saying you should do a movie about that, and it's almost so exaggerated. It's hard to make a movie, right?
But who was floated? Who was floated that we know to play Joe Exotic in the Tiger King movie?
Oh, that's right. Spadely. Yeah. And that's not I don't know what it was.
Well, maybe it's because of Joe Dirt.
Maybe because of Joe Dirt. I kind of look like this guy. And but he was very funny, very so I go by the funny part. And we never talked about, but I never really pursued it because it was one of those lightning in a bottle shows. And then, time goes on. And by the time something would come out, it probably wouldn't have been as exciting. But now he's in prison. And go ahead, Dana.
For apparently hiring someone to murder his nemesis, Carole Baskin, who was sort of an animal rights activist in the area and wanted to shut down Joe's zoo because she thought he was cruel to the tigers.
And he thought she was cruel also, and also killed her husband, he says. Allegedly, right?
Right. So it was redneck heaven. It was in Oklahoma, and everyone's got a body buried. Everyone's got a bottle of booze in their back pocket, and there's wild tigers running around. It was mesmerizing.
Sure. And you don't want to look too closely at anything. Like you go into anyone's yard and you start dating, you're going to find something. So on the surface, it seemed like a fun, goofy show to talk about. And then when you dig a little deeper, it gets a little
twisted. Yeah. I read that he shot 5 tigers, and I don't like shooting tigers.
Sure. I think we can all say we're safely against that.
Yeah.
And so we've got him. He's in jail, and he's going to call in. It's like a radio show. We got a caller.
We got a call. And, we will not be able to see Joe, but we're going to hear his voice.
I bet we put up a picture of him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do, right?
Imagine him talking. Hopefully we'll ask the questions you want us to ask.
We probably won't. but we're going to hopefully.
Yeah. I did 7 seconds of research, so I'm locked and loaded.
I know. We all know about him.
We all know the basics.
The more I read, Yeah, we know this. But we're sort of playing for the big strokes of what people know. And speaking of big strokes, I had a big night last night.
What do you
porn.
mean?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
it just sounded like a good setup.
Well, if we have a few moments, it was interesting that the astronauts got rescued on SpaceX.
Yeah.
After Boeing Starliner had some issues and couldn't bring them back. They were going to be there for 8 days, and they were there for 10 months. And there are side effects.
Oh yeah, I have a question about this, Dana. I'm glad you brought it up. And I know everyone's supposed to hate Elon Musk, but he did do a good thing yesterday. I guess.
Well, what's this Elon Musk stuff? I mean, come on, calm down a little bit. Compartmentalize it. If you don't like Doge, go after that. But SpaceX is, an amazing achievement for a private company. I mean, they totally dominated our friend Jeff Bezos because he really said to NASA, I'm going to give you $1 billion. I'll do anything you want. They looked at both spacecraft, and the one that Bill Shatner went on didn't quite make the grade.
What about when it lands and they have like those chopsticks? Just grab it when it lands on SpaceX. It's almost impossible.
Yes.
It goes, I gotcha.
Yes, and
that's pretty cool.
To be able to reuse it instead of throwing it in the ocean brings the cost way down. So that, again, was a revolutionary feat of engineering. And I don't think people know this. I'm just going by the facts. I don't want to get any letters.
No.
Mark Andreessen is a big Silicon Valley investor in tech for decades. I know him casually. He explained that Elon is first and foremost an engineer. So if there's a problem with SpaceX or Tesla or whatever, he goes and sits in a room with the engineers for 12 hours.
I like that.
And that's why he can attract such great other engineers, because he speaks their language. There's no barrier. A CEO, I'm going to go golf and make a spaceship. He's actually in there. So I think if anyone is kind of considered a genius, he has to be. You can hate a genius, but at least acknowledge that SpaceX is a revolution. And Starlink, why I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah. Also, here's one part about the landing that I read about today that was interesting, is that a former astronaut said that they don't make money while they're up there, even though it's supposed to be for 9 days. So they probably made an extra $1,200 or something
for 10 months.
Yeah, because they get paid a travel allowance on those days. So this sounds like a joke because it sounds funny, but I want to get to the bottom of what they got paid, because that wasn't part of the plan. So this astronaut said that happened to them, and they got $4 a day. They usually get about $4 a day as an astronaut.
That's just bad management. If you sign a contract, you should have
bad agent.
You should have a stranded. Say again.
To accept this call, press 5.
Uh-oh. And now a word from our sponsors at Betterment. When investing your money starts to feel like a second job, Betterment steps in with a little work-life balance. They're an automated investing and savings app, which means they do the work. While they build and manage your portfolio, you build and manage your weekend plans. While they make it easy to invest for what matters, you get to enjoy what matters.
Their automated tools simplify the complex and put your money to work, optimizing day after day and again. So go ahead, take your time to rest and recharge, because while your money doesn't need a work-life balance, you do. Make your money hustle with Betterment. Get started at Betterment.com.
That's BETTERMENT.com. Investing involves risk, performance not guaranteed.
Hey, Greg.
You're on with Dave and Dana.
Joe, come in. Joe, are you on the space station? Are you out?
I know it sounds like he's on SpaceX.
Joe, what's today like? What did you have for breakfast? Let's just start. How are you feeling?
Yeah.
I've never been in prison, and I've never been in prison for, I guess, 7 years. And I know you want to get out, but how have you changed just being in prison all these years? What's it like?
You know what? I wouldn't believe it if I wouldn't have had to come live this. I really wouldn't. it's crazy. If the general taxpayer knew what was going on in here, they would either close it all down or cut something. They'd have to cut something. This is really there's no fiction. I mean, if I'd have done something wrong, there's no fiction what I'd done wrong, because this is all about drugs and alcohol and bullshit in here.
In prison it is. Is that what you're saying?
Pardon? Yeah. It's crazy. If they think they're going to win the war on drugs out there, they need to start by trying to win the war on drugs in here.
Are drugs run on the outside from the inside?
Yes.
Ooh,
okay, and what are the names and addresses of the guards who let the drugs come in?
No, the names and addresses of the bad guys too.
There are people who just want to stay in prison, right? Because they get drugs, three meals, and then they get to go run around and lift weights. Is that some people kind of like prison because of this?
A lot of them are what do you call it?
Lifers.
Conform to this lifestyle. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's sort of a structured life that is, when you get on the outside, that's why there's a lot of mental instability out in the real world more and more every day, because it's just so hard to function in a regular society. But there you got walls, you got meals, you got rules, and I guess you got drugs.
And Mike Tyson said he had a blast in prison. So
it's a little different than what you would picture, at least the prison that I'm in, because the prison that I'm in, there's no doors, there's no bars. It's open dorm, like a college,
I like that floor plan.
You have movement every hour, for 10 minutes. You can go from place to place, whether it's library or rec or chow hall or whatever. But it's pretty insane, the amount of drugs. I made it 55 years without seeing heroin, K2, fentanyl, or Saboskin until I came to federal prison.
Were you tempted to get back on, or were you ever on drugs and got off? I don't remember.
That's the thing that I finally saw Tiger King for the first time about 4 months ago.
Oh, really?
You did?
Oh, it was a great show. I mean, it was riveting, right?
I was pretty disgusted with it to start with, because I was like, they made me out to be this big meth head, and I'm the only one on the show with teeth wearing clothes.
That's a good point.
That's kind of like the show that Kate McKinnon made that was Joe versus Carole. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I was aware of it. I didn't watch it. Was it more accurate or what, from your point of view?
They made me out to be a whole lot more gayer than I am.
So you're
a whole lot more gayer,
gay, but they made you super gay.
Yeah.
If they wanted to make money, they would have casted David to play me, because that guy that played me went way over the top, man.
Listen, I can do super gay. Just give me some notes.
It was before they actually came out with that, they were going to cast Nicolas Cage, and I was like, no, Nicolas Cage is too dry. I said, come on. I said, you want to have a real show, you got to cast David Spade to play Joe Dirt.
Yeah. How about this? Here's my audition. Fuck you, Carole Baskin, you bitch.
I say you got it. I say we got a Joe Exotic. We have to make a third movie.
At least a callback.
Literally have that down. So, I have 3 movie offers right now. And, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to make it out of here either with a pardon or on appeal this year, one or the other. So, when we do this new show, we have got to team up. It'll be a classic.
Ah, shit. Yeah. You have more movies than me and Dana do, and you're in jail. You've got 3 going.
There you go. Yeah. What an agent.
Who's your agent? What about, you can't ask Trump, but did some of your team, or was that someone else not involved with you asking for a pardon?
Federal prison.
I can't ask Trump what?
Oh, for a pardon, or did some other people try to sort of help with that?
Well, my people are allowed to record phone calls, so I've made some pleas myself, and then Jerry Jones's lawyer, the owner of the Cowboys, has done a press conference and made a plea to him. I've got an active clemency application, in the White House now. And then the good thing is, Enrique, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but he's pretty cool. He's the leader of the Proud Boys. He's gonna be in Mar-a-Lago Saturday, and he's going to talk to him about a pardon.
Okay, that's that sounds like a Saturday Night Live sketch about Trump.
Why did you? By the way, who was the last person? We talked to some people from Tiger King. I did before. I couldn't get to you, but when I was on my old show, Lights Out, and when was the last person to see you? Did anyone come in to visit you, or do you still stay in touch?
You know what's crazy is the only person that has even checked on me was John Reinke, the guy with no legs, the old manager. He checks on me pretty regularly, but other than that, nobody has even concerned themselves whether I'm dead or alive.
If Carole Baskin came to visit you and you were across the glass, what do you think that conversation would go like?
If Carole had a conversation?
Yeah, she came to visit you in prison, and you two were talking. What would it be like? Weird or?
The crazy part is me and Carole really didn't have that bad of a war going on. It was just she made money convincing people that I was an abuser because I abused baby tigers because I took them away from their mom. And I made money on my podcast, I guess you'd call it. It was actually just an online television show back then on joeexotictv.com. I made money because it was easy to make fun of her because she was just batshit crazy. And I know she killed her husband, but that's where our war started, was when I started investigating Don Lewis's disappearance. And I kind of went to shit from there. But, I could actually look Carole in the face, right to this day. And the conversation would have to be like, you might have put me in prison, but you didn't put me in a cage because I've never been in an actual jail cell. But she threw me in prison. There's 1,400 dudes in here. It's not that bad.
Well, if I go to prison, I'm going to find out how to do that. If you could go back like 7 or 8, 9 years, what would you have done different? Do you have any regrets of thinking of how you would have handled the whole situation?
I'd have never have let Jeff Lowe in my life.
Okay. He was toxic to you, or what was the problem?
Well, Jeff Lowe was the scammer. He conned his way into my zoo, claiming that he was this millionaire, had all this money. Come to find out, after he got his name on half the property, he was supposed to invest $300,000. Kelly was behind on his car payments. He didn't have anywhere to live, and then what has he got? He's pretty much selling his wife on OnlyFans to make a living now.
Oof. It's like a bad episode of Magnum P.I.
Yeah, it's crazy. But,
So you and Carole were sort of more like wrestling at the beginning. Like, it was sort of an exaggerated version, like enemies, but you're just hyping it up for the show. And then it took a turn when it always takes a turn for the worse if somebody gets killed. And then you mentioned that, and then it ups the stakes. And now now she's really out for revenge. That's kind of it.
Yeah, since the show came out, since I've been arrested, she's gotten on TMZ.
This call is from a federal prison.
Oh shit! I think I saw on Kelly Clarkson. She gets out there. You're right.
She got out there and she actually rooted for a pardon for me a couple years ago, and then about 5 months ago, she put on her YouTube channel 2 videos of her right-hand girl and Alan Glover, the hitman, talking on a telephone, and where Alan admitted that he lied about it all. So she's actually put evidence out there that's on my appeal right now that helps prove I'm innocent. So
why did the hitman lie?
Well, you know, he worked for Jeff for so many years, and I think Jeff has some pretty good dirt on him because he'd done all of Jeff's dirty work. And Jeff wanted my zoo so bad that I think he blackmailed Alan. You know, according to the affidavits and the video deposition we have of Alan now, Jeff pretty much blackmailed him into doing this so Jeff could get the zoo.
So, what
Tangled
are you?
web.
Now, it said that you euthanized, I guess would be a kinder word, 5 tigers, but it was considered made Carole really mad, or what was that situation?
Okay, I euthanized 5 tigers. Okay, and where the jury didn't never get to hear and explain anything was, okay, I was licensed by the United States Department of Agriculture. Okay, and that's who allows you to have a zoo. And they're the ones who help you write your protocols. They're the ones who approve your protocols. They're the ones who approve everything you do. And my USDA inspector kept saying, Joe, you have 260 tigers. Why are you keeping these 5 alive? Because they're so old and they're crippled and they're in pain. So we came to the conclusion that we needed to go ahead and put them to sleep. Okay. There was 2 ways in the protocol to put them to sleep: by gunshot, or as long as it was done instantaneously, okay, or by injection of a vet euthanize them by injection. Well, in order to have the vet euthanize them by injection, you have to tranquilize them first so she can walk in a cage without getting killed. All right. So that takes about 45 minutes, and you have to keep tranquilizing them over and over and over. And they have seizures, and they have all kinds of throwing up and everything else. So the vet just figured out that, you know what, let's just put them down with the gunshot and have it done in a half a second. So that's what we did. And we buried him. Okay, well, the inspector that told us to do that couldn't be found to subpoena her for my trial. So the jury never got to hear her, okay?
I see.
So they didn't charge me with animal abuse or cruelty to animals or anything else. They charged me with taking 5 endangered species without a permit, because it wasn't the USDA who prosecuted me. It was a federal game warden that was working for Carole that arrested me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like
you bitch.
They charged me with going hunting without a permit, basically.
Damn. Was there a plea deal at any point for less time and so forth and so on? Never a plea deal. So it was either straight guilt or innocence, and then they sentenced you to 21 years.
Oof.
Yeah.
Now, with good behavior, I've already done 7. Would you reasonably be out anyway in a couple of years, or?
If I have to do all of this, I'll be out September of 2030.
I see. So
behavior.
4+ years or 5 years. Yeah. I see. You'll okay.
This phone beeped and it's gonna hang up any second. So
okay.
I've wanted for years to be able to talk to you, David. It's just you're that big of an inspiration from your movie you made, and this made my whole.
Oh, go right in the middle of his Oscar speech. God damn it.
Well, it's obviously you sound just like him, so he was enamored with you to play him in the movie. So it's very interesting. And he just really wanted to meet you. I think you're his favorite comedian.
Well, I heard a lot back then about him and when it was going on, but there was nothing anyone could do about it. But I do think his story is very interesting the more we hear about it, because it does sound like he was hyping it up a little bit before, and then it got very dark very fast. And I don't know what to make of it. He just on the surface, he seems like a cool dude to like.
Well, it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So the idea was they had to prove, that he hired the hitman. I'd have to really look at the proof of that, because that was the linchpin, I think, for that. The euthanizing the tigers wouldn't have been 7 years, but a hire for murder of Carole Baskin because he believes she murdered her husband. So he was a vigilante at that point, kind of, or was he doing it? I mean, so in other words, that's the linchpin of the case. I'd have to look into it. I'm not an attorney, but
can you rep him?
Well, I wanted to announce it today that Joe Exotic has hired me to represent him in a court of law, and we'll be doing.
I didn't get to ask him. Did he gain weight? Did he lose weight? You know, some people go to prison. Most people get very skinny. He was very skinny anyway. Some people shockingly gain weight, and then you think, well, that might make sense because the food's so horrible.
It sounds like he says like a college dorm and you walk around a lot. They probably are fed well. I think it's your own choice. But I have heard that, drugs are rampant in prison and a lot of people want to stay in there. Anyway, I don't know enough about the case, but he got convicted in a court of law. Now he's in prison. But we'll see. Yeah,
it's very interesting. We'll see in the YouTube comments. We'll talk more about it next week because we'll hear their questions and see, we can make from it what you can make from it. We asked some good questions.
Yeah, I talked about the killing of the tigers and, the
Carole Baskin. I thought him and Carole, it sounded like an awkward Tinder date at the beginning. You're like, what if you guys got to sit across from each other?
Yeah, what would you say?
Well, that's a good one. And also, he actually was friendlier about her than I would think because after all this,
whatever happened, he wasn't doing, you do the impression but with a B word.
Dana Carvey, you bitch.
Carole Baskin. All I can do.
If he comes out and does a dating show or he and Carole Baskin live together, like,
well, I was going to pitch him Joe Exotic, naked and afraid. He's in this enclosure. It's like 3 miles across, like, some kind of, there's tigers in there. And can he survive with no weapons or anything, just with his intellect? Can he become the Tiger King?
And he gets killed.
It's just we could shoot a pilot in the prison.
Okay, we'll do a sizzle. What about? I do like all the pitches though.
I just want to talk like that. You a bitch.
Carole Baskin, she came in here. I can't remember the funniness of the show, but I remember everyone was into it. The whole goddamn country was into it.
Well, it was
just good for follow-up.
Redneck heaven. Really we just wanted to follow it up. We didn't want to, take sides in any way. I was just curious, so we let our viewers decide.
Yeah, he didn't. We let YouTube comments decide, but he didn't really sound like it was the most horrible place in the world. He had a good attitude about that.
You can walk every hour. I guess there's you probably lift weights in the yard. I just know from the movies and stuff like that, but it sounds like a low security or a minimum security prison. It's not like Rikers Island. I
wonder if there was any other famous people in there, that do like these mid-level crimes where they don't really go to the hard prisons and they get sort of scamper
I think
around.
P. Diddy and Harvey Weinstein and others are kind of together.
What about Sam Bankman, that clown?
Yeah, they're all in Rikers Island having lunch together. How you doing, Sam? What's up, P?
It's always like, there's some pretty cool people in here. And then you're like, well, those guys aren't cool.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's so early, Dana.
I know. You saw our producer's question.
Like a pound puppy. All right, what else can we talk about, Dana? We got a lot to cover. We're going to switch gears here.
I was just going to say something about the astronauts until we are interrupted by.
I was saying they don't make that much up there, but we're going to find out about that.
Well, I say they should have a stranded addendum to their contract. Stranded.
Yeah.
And
they will get it now.
They'll get $250,000 a month each for every month, because what happens is, without zero gravity that long, I'm not saying specifically their case, and I hope they end up fantastic. You get baby feet because there's no push off with gravity. So your feet turn into little rolled up soft baby feet. Your heart gets smaller, and I'm hoping that they can build that back up. You grow 2 to 3 inches taller.
That much?
That long in space, because your spine is never
me up
compressed. You'd come out 6'2".
Let's go
6'2", smiling.
I'll cancel my trip to Turkey where I saw my legs off and had 4.
That whole thing. You know what? I say a good pair of boots and confidence is all anybody needs.
No way.
Good pair.
It's not doing enough.
Good pair of boots.
No, I don't even wear boots. That's what I should do.
We'll talk.
Sitting like this.
We'll talk later.
But those astronauts, yeah, I heard you get taller, but these are other things I didn't know. I didn't know about the baby feet.
Baby feet, heart gets a little smaller, but they, another 6 months. I mean, it is good that Elon got up there. Now, here's, again, you guys can put your comments in. So Elon Musk says that he was ready to rescue them earlier, but it was completely the Biden administration that sort of stopped that from happening. I don't know if that's true. That's what I heard. So that's kind of interesting.
Oh, really? Let's cut to the comments.
Give us comments.
We'll read some next week. We don't read enough on the air. We'll read some. I read them. And they're usually pretty nice, I said. They're usually pretty good. And then there's a couple get in there. Sometimes they're just attention seekers.
Well, you're going to get, I don't think anyone has ever gotten a 5-star consistently.
No.
On a podcast, because there's going to be some zeros in there. You know what? Fuck these guys, man. You know what I mean? It's just human nature. If it's 5.0, it's fake.
Just go against the grain. But I have a question about podcasts that before we start into other stuff. And I also bought a truck over the break.
God, you can't.
Was there?
Good for you.
I cannot stop.
Can't. I actually kind of want to buy a truck because I sort of live on a farm, but we'll get to that in a sec.
I know. My buddy goes, "What are you hauling?" I go, mostly hats and coats.
Well, it's just, look, they did a thing, and this is not a thing I'm making up. They put a man standing next to just a regular sedan. They put the same man standing next to a pickup truck, and then they did a poll with women. And they're like 87% more attracted to the guy standing next to the pickup truck. Do the math.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
I go and bring a trailer sometimes to get trucks. I go all over. I go on Instagram. I DM these people, these sites. Once you get on, I'm into cars, so I get like old. It's always old.
Well, what was it?
It was trucks from the 70s. These old F-250s.
I had dinner with a guy last night whose favorite car is the Camino, or is it called El Camino from the 60s? That's sort of like the first kind of a flatbed truck, but also kind of. So those are sedan those, and he collects them. There's has one 1965. Loves it.
You know who drives an El Camino?
You'll
never guess.
Juan Corona.
Marky in Busboys, my character.
Oh, see, you knew, and I knew, and I didn't know that ahead of time, folks. This is not rehearsed.
You didn't know that. That was a good.
I did not know that, but I kind of figured that you would be a Camino guy.
El Camino. I think John Stamos used to have an El Camino.
You should have. Is your character called Joe Dirt, but you never referred to it? That would have been funny.
It's funny that Joe Exotic brought up Joe Dirt, so I can see that. Busboys has some similarities that I am ready for already. It's really underdog stuff. You know what I mean? So there's themes in movies.
The greatest.
Sandler does a lot of that.
It was back in the Caddyshack days and stuff. It was called Snobs versus Slobs. And it's the blue collar people versus the elite. And Adam does that in Happy Gilmore. He's got the nemesis is all Ivy League, and Sandler's like, Adam lives in a garbage can and just hits the shit out.
In a garbage can.
Well, just the crazy clothes. And he steps up to it like he's a baseball player. I mean, it's incredibly charming. And Waterboy was another brilliant example of the guy who has nothing going on, but he can tackle harder than any human. Yeah.
It's good if you're extra tough too.
Yeah.
I don't know how tough I am in Busboys. But I will say, okay, so I was telling you about a truck. Bring a trailer. I will say it's getting more complicated to buy it. It used to be click, click, buy, bing, bing. They should make it a lot easier, honestly, because people would buy more quicker.
Well, who vets?
It's still good.
Are they vetted? I mean, do you go look at them and kick the tires, so to speak? And
the problem with the new world of buying stuff is it moves quickly. Started Barrett Jackson. I used to go to that in Arizona. And then it's once a year and you walk around, you look at them. The days of actually driving to meet someone in the Safeway parking lot, and then you sit in the car and you drive it around.
Yeah.
They're not over, but it's also a little more dangerous. But you really have to know what you're doing, because most of the cars bought now are online auction or bring a trailer or bear it. And you don't sit in them and you don't drive them. And that's the two things you really need to do.
Yeah, I think that would be very important.
Bad fucking neck and you sit like this. So if you do that, you need to do it. So sometimes I go sit in one of that type so I kind of know what I'm getting and drive it. And then if I get a really good version of that kind of car, then I'll have the right kind.
And are the sellers rated like a Uber driver, like trustworthy? You can look online to get that. Right.
Sometimes on Bring a Trailer, they have a comment section during the 7-day auction, and it's 90% like mechanics and car people. So they're just in there. Can you check the phalange on that and show me a close-up? I think there might be something a little itchy about it. And then they really like troubleshoot it almost for you. But this is getting too boring. Other than that, I will say,
well,
I saw, go ahead. You have follow-up questions?
I just wanted to say that, trucks and this and that and motorcycles, but you see a guy with a truck, it's like, okay, cool. And then it don't got no muffler. And so it just starts it up and it feels like the car is saying, I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a man. I'm a man, 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 I'm a man. Then they put on Surfing USA, I'm a man, a man.
Barbara Ran, I'm a man.
Yeah. If you can't start the car, it's like, I'm impotent. I can't get it up. So that's not good. You want it to...
Viagra.
What's your best V8 starting up sound effect? Get on the mic.
I can do more of a jet ski.
Stop doing that.
There's water in it. Is that a bad one?
No, it's funny. That is if it triggered me.
Oh, motorcycle.
I've been doing a character called Sound Effecty.
Yes.
Walks across the grass. We've done this before.
Jesus,
opens the car door. Adjusts the rear view mirror. Starts it up. Windshield wipers. With no rain.
With no rain, it's like this. You turn them off, and then about 10 minutes later, you go, oh, fuck, are these still going?
That's the fucking intermittent, man. And you're like, oh, this is good. Then it starts to pour. You go back to full tilt, and then you go down. It's a fucking brain twister. I don't need this shit.
Game. I can't win.
Here's the world's worst sound effect comedian.
Yeah. Walk
across the grass. Open the door. Adjust the rearview mirror. He's terrible. He has one effect.
That's not bad.
You're the king of that. Come on now, king. All right.
Okay, so one quick thing about podcasts. I got a new name for Gavin Newsom's.
Oh, because you know what Trump calls him.
What does he call him?
He calls it, and he says it in a throwaway. He doesn't even emphasize it. Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is coming up.
Oh, yeah, he calls him Newsom.
Gavin Newsom.
He's got a podcast where he...
I
don't know. But
what does he do?
I guess they take calls to see how much to raise our taxes. But this is the name. Ready? And I can't believe it was right there for him. Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom.
Gavin. I'll say here's a new nickname, almost like a rapper's name. I'm calling him the Human Pivot because he is he's come out against men playing in women's sports. It's a little shaky for a Democrat, and he's also had, I think, Charlie Kirk, which is a famous podcaster who's conservative, on his show. So I'm calling him the Human Pivot. He's pivoting to the center for 2028. 2028, you got to get right down that middle.
So he's going to run for president? Is that the idea?
Oh my God, they all want to be president. Every single politician at one point was probably president of the senior class, and then they want to be
a power position. Jesus!
But once you go in the Oval Office with the president, you go, really? This numbskull this knucklehead is the president, no matter who it is. You meet Biden. I'm going to meet the president of the United States. Mommy, he's not like I thought he'd be.
All right, let's get to the big stories of the day.
Okay.
We keep doing Biden. We'll get to big stories.
I'm being serious. Okay, big stories. Here we go.
Wait. Oh, Starbucks ordered to pay. This drives me crazy. I saw this story. $50 million to a guy burned by hot tea. Now, if it burns your wiener, I'm all in. But it always feels excessive because let's say at the drive-through window, the girl gives it to him and it spills. If it is not your wiener, I have a very, very strong stance.
Mm-hmm.
If it's your legs, third-degree burns. How many people would take third-degree burns on their legs or $1 million? I bet almost everyone would take. No, not everyone.
Yeah.
But a lot of people take $1 million.
Right.
But 50?
That what I would say it was right. The face is melted and then it matriculates to, as you call it, the wiener.
Peeling skin off, screaming.
Yeah.
And maybe crash your car.
And do they really get 50 million? Isn't it kind of like a thing? And then
look at the bottom.
Well,
they ordered to pay $50 million. I don't know. I mean,
it seems like
in order to pay $50 million in a burn injury case out of LA County. The jury delivered that verdict against
She's
Starbucks
very serious.
for an
She looks like Julie Bowen.
That happened in February
Okay,
of
here we are.
2020. Video shows an employee handing an array of hot drinks, including hot tea, at the drive-thru, but a cup was unsecured and it then fell into the lap of the plaintiff, Michael Garcia. He suffered third-degree burns to his genitals. The jury found Starbucks liable for his injuries. Starbucks issued a statement disagreeing with the jury's
decision. Once you get the genitals,
and says
the grossest word.
Well, were they curable? Grafting. Let's get deep into this. Could they have made everything all good again down there?
People will still do it. Take away my genitals. I'm not using them anymore. Take away and give me $3 million. How much for your genitals?
I know. Then you go, what would blow for your genitals? It's hard not to sound drunk saying the word genitals. Your Honor, I just want to say to the court that is genitals. Have you been drinking, sir? You sound like you're drunk.
It is a sexy word. I like when girls go, let's see them genitals. And I go,
You have instead of fantastic, you have a testicular imagination.
It's testicular.
It's a testicular.
Let's see. Another thing I have, Dana, I have a lot to say about this. The poor girl I just saw, I thought the guy wasn't close enough to the window. I'm going to play it again like this is a Pruder film.
So he had to do a big...
Because he also made a stipulation that from now on, they offered him $30 million. And he said, no. He said, I'll take 30 as a settlement if they make every employee screw on the cup or make a new way to do it for the tops to make them secure.
Right.
And they said no. And so they risked it, but they had to pay 50. But watch this. This poor girl trying to bust her hump, make her living.
Yeah, he's
working hard. Look how far that car is.
Burns to his genitals.
Or am I crazy?
Starbucks liable for his
injuries. It looked from our angle a bit far.
Like, look how far she's full plank, sticking her arm out.
Genitals. The jury, Michael Garcia, he suffered.
The thing they don't tell you is that
genitals.
Something like this happens.
Genitals.
47 times a day at Starbucks worldwide. So they're paying $50 million a day, and that's why the stock market is being cruel to them. Here's my thing that I always ask. What would blow the jury away? Did they get in there and some guy goes, fuck Starbucks. I say we give them 80 million. And they're like, are you nuts? 80? I say we give 60. That's insane. Finally, they get to the guy going, how about 50? That's more like it. That's a nice one.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. That's reasonable.
Yeah, his head's screwed on. This is 50 feels good. I know Starbucks is rich. Okay. But that poor girl's going to get fired. Those jobs are tough too, by the way. Just like lining them up. Anyway, we're on this story too long.
Yeah,
Heather's stretching, and I know when she stretches, that means next story.
When she starts doing
like
yoga. Yeah, okay, that was 20 minutes on that one.
Oh, yoga. Look at this transition.
Oh, wow. Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson beach day. Okay, so Bill Belichick, the famous coach, and
That's him?
His girlfriend, he's 73, she's 23, just have to say it. They're on their backs, both of them? No, I don't understand.
Look
Where's
at in the
Bill?
second picture. He's on his back. It looks like his legs go straight all the way to the knee. It looks like a grasshopper.
He's on his back and she's sitting on his feet. Yeah.
That better not be in her genitals.
I don't know what to make of this.
No, that's on her hip bones, but it looks a little too much like, hey, Dad, put me up here. You know, what I think is I'm all for them having a slight age gap.
I don't care about it.
She's 3, he's 500. Now, that's fine. But I will say to me, he was the once absolutely no attention coach out of just regular coaches. Every press conference, moving on to Cleveland, next week, you know.
Yeah.
And she's an influencer. So we see who won in this combo.
He was called the Grumpy Lobster Man because he wore this cutoff sweatshirt when he was a coach.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
A man of few words. Sleeve. And now he's got this high-flying, sexually charged influencer.
Oh, sexually charged.
She weighs probably 115 pounds, so he can at least squat that. It's a reverse squat. I find this curious. Am I disturbed?
The strongest Dana will say is curious.
I'm saying I don't know what to make of him. If she's of age to consent, I don't know.
Listen, she weighs 115. Even with my Carrie Underwood legs, I could toss her across that beach in 2 seconds. I'm strong. My legs are strong.
And in the comments, they say she calls him daddy. So,
daddy, minimum. Daddy.
No granddaddy. No grandpa. No. No.
No, Heather, I'm coming back and I'm putting my hat back on.
God bless them all. All right.
My hair is not great today, Dana, and we're not going to over talk about it.
I got up at 5 a.m. to work on this, so it looks I'm not trying. Okay.
This shit show? I like this show today. It's fun.
I don't want to be identified as being in this time and place with you. Scarlett Johansson on why she refuses to take photos with fans in public.
Now, this is a great subject because, first of all, we'll start with we all love Scarlett Johansson.
She is amazing.
Super sweet. Known her off and on over the years.
Very
always
cool.
Friendly.
Yeah. I talked to her a lot when I was in New York.
Yeah, at the 50th, she was in a sketch. It wasn't like we were in it together.
She actually came up to me at one of the parties and she just had her hair up and was dressed different. And she's smaller than you'd think because she plays, superstar heroes. And she's talking to me for 10 minutes. And then I finally went, oh, you're Scarlett Johansson. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought she was.
But that shows she's quite unassuming for being stunner. But she did Suddenly E-Bike, Heather, remember? Suddenly E-Bike. That was on the 50th. Mm-hmm. But the interesting big question is, what do you do with fans that want pictures? And she really, I think it's ballsy that she comes out and says she doesn't take pictures in public.
Well,
she'll take them, I think, on a red carpet or at an event when it's work about the movie. But she's trying to have a regular life, and this rubs people wrong, and some people it rubs right, and some people it rubs their genitals. But there's a
whole lot of rubbing going on.
Yeah. Okay, here's what else she says. I like to be in my own thoughts that have nothing to do with what other people think of me. I don't like being self-conscious. It is true, Dana, you know this. Whenever you take a picture, you go, I don't even want to say it's bad lighting. I don't even want to say I look like shit today because they always go, no, you don't. You look great. It's who cares? It's just give me that motherfucking picture. I don't care anything. I'm like, I've got blood on my face. I've got an actual live bloody nose. Just take it. It's fine. Right. You look great. So I was with a famous person who wouldn't take pictures.
We were hanging out.
No, you're very nice.
Well,
you were nice.
I'm too nice. I mean, Scarlett Johansson is different. She's a movie star. She's in Marvel movies. She's globally famous.
Yes.
And here's what I want to add to this, which I really discourage. Is that now sometimes people will then just start taking video of you. You're walking down the street without permission, and they'll make a TikTok out of it. Scarlett Johansson looks sad or whatever. So
looks sad. Why is she so bummed today? Most people are looking at paparazzi and make that face because they just realize the fun's over. There's someone following them and filming them. So they go, ooh, they weren't in a good mood today. It's like, well, yeah, they just saw you. So why are they chipper?
And the problem is that someone like that, or really big famous people, obviously Brad Pitt or whatever, they start doing that. They draw a crowd, and then they may be there for an hour. It's literally logistically impossible. The thing that I would do, and maybe people do it, we don't know, but you can get a prosthetic nose, which changes a face so radically that just sort of almost just goes right on like that, and walk around invisible. And I bet people do that.
Sure.
And they run.
And you don't know it.
And then you don't know it. They walk amongst us. So.
Heather, the place where I get my prosthetic wieners, will you see if they have noses? Thanks. On it. Dana, also, she's very pretty, and she's always getting attention for being pretty anyway, like Zendaya. You add in famous, and it's too much.
I do think
chaos.
that men on the horny, inappropriate side, the predatory side, obviously it's bigger than women being predatory the other way, although it happens. I mean, I often thought that why do women chase pop stars? Like the Beatles used to get 300 women chasing them, but if they'd stopped and turned around, the women would have stopped. But so women have a different kind of lane for what we call creeps.
Sure.
And she's
exponentially worse.
Especially you're playing. She plays leading actress, the very attractive femme fatale in the movie, and this can get people crazy. So I have a lot of empathy. They just want to be artists. They did not plan on what was going to happen, and just try to respect them. When I was a kid, when I first saw a famous person, I didn't go up to him. I could just tell. I saw Michael Landon from Bonanza in a restaurant, and I got, no, I'm not going to go over. You can just sort of tell they would rather be left alone.
My first instinct was, you owe me. You owe me.
I know.
And then I go and rub their genitals. When we were in Fantasy Springs, Dana, you were remember we went to dinner? We get a lot of, that was our own fault. We ate at, when you work at the same place where you're doing a show, it draws attention.
I never do that.
We ate there.
I have to say, I don't really have a face, and I've told people this before. It's very benign. If I'm like this and I change my lower jaw to Mickey Rourke, no one sees me, so I can walk around. But with David, with the trucker hat, what's up, everybody? It's like walking around Disneyland with a guy dressed as Mickey Mouse. I mean, everyone, you are famous, but you're very nice to your fans. You're casual.
We were nice in the airport. We're nice to everybody.
Yeah.
But I was saying, we were taking so many pictures. The funniest thing is at dinner, I never do this. I don't want to bring any attention to you, but can I climb on your shoulders? Just for 1 second.
It is funny when you're in mid-bite. Excuse me, I hate to do this. I'm like, oh.
And they're like, and then one lady was just standing there because people kept coming up. One stood back. So I said, I was eating and I go, are you bringing us backstage? I go, we're almost done. We're going to pay up. And she's like, okay. And then when I went over to her, she goes, can I get a picture? I go, don't you work here? And she goes, Well, why are you standing?
I had a big bowl of spaghetti and meatballs with extra sauce, and I hate to do this, so I just dove my face into the spaghetti and meatballs, and I turned, and it was just dripping off my face. She goes, you're not Dana Garfo. So
yeah, you're Carrie from the movie.
Look up Master Disguise, and one of the first scenes where my character Pistachio spills spaghetti and meatballs on the people all over their faces, and they're frozen like cartoon characters.
We never show clips.
If we could show a clip, that'd be awesome.
No, we can't. I couldn't.
My own movie.
Today. All right, one more.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. We're doing good.
It's amazing.
Okay. Play this.
Everyone on Earth peed into the Grand Canyon. You might think it would fill up in less than...
If.
Grand Canyon can hold about 1.2 quadrillion gallons, and the average person pees about half a gallon a day. So if all 8 billion people peed at the same time, they'd only add about 4 billion gallons of pee. At that rate,
everyone
it would take over 800,000 years.
Everyone on Earth is peeing in the Grand Canyon for 800,000 years to fill it up.
I would have bet the under. Wow.
That is one big canyon. I'll tell you that.
I like how it just starts as peeing in the Grand Canyon. And I went, what's this story? I guess it's if everyone peed.
This is what, Elon Musk is trying to stop. It was $2 billion to these scientists to figure out if everyone on Earth peed. It took them 7 years to get the number, 800,000 years.
Just to be on one TikTok where
you had a study where you said it would take the entire Earth 800,000 years to fill up the Grand Canyon. You got paid to figure that out. Your words, not mine.
And you're mad we're cutting that out of the budget?
What else are you working on? What's the next one? If everyone pooed in the Mississippi River, it would take 2 million years to fill it up with poo and feces. Now, can we have $1 billion for our study?
Yeah. And let me get my puke bucket.
If everybody puked into the Grand Canyon, we don't know the answer, but could we get $500,000?
Your words, not mine.
Your words, not mine. Your pee, not theirs.
Your study. Mm-hmm. Is that where all the money is going? That Doge is trying to get?
I don't know. I'm dozing myself.
I guess we end on that little fizzler, but
I think so. That was a fizzy fizzle, but Joe Dirt 2 3
Joe Exotic. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, we had Joe Exotic on. If you just click toward the end, so you can hear more ads.
Yeah, if you want the ads.
Hey man, it's called a post roll. I don't think
I
don't think we have a post roll. We just say goodnight, Cleveland. But so he fanned out on David. This should be in the introduction, but that was kind of fun. He really is a fan of yours.
I did like hearing about that during one of the few
fun
things.
It was a 15-minute interview. We couldn't see him from some federal penitentiary.
We tried to get video for people asking. We tried to get video, and they said no. So,
and we heard someone behind him go, "Can I get the phone? I just want to call my mother."
I wanted to ask him, is he always nervous of getting beat up or something? I would be worried, like someone's out to get you.
Oh, definitely. We have to create alliances. You have to get the
biggest. Does he have a boyfriend? We didn't ask any of this stuff.
I know. Well, yeah.
We're the worst.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, always next time.
There's always next time.
Thanks everybody.
Thanks everybody.
Thanks, Dana.
See you next time. And thanks for listening and watching.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it. Mm-hmm. This episode of Superfly is presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto do-it-yourself. You can find what you need in their store or online at O'ReillyAuto.com. Superfly. I'm going to zhuzh up the background soon, everyone. Just so you know, it's not going to be, it might be green, but I'm going to put some stuff up. I should put a shelf, put some cool things. And,
because when I watch a podcast, I'm really looking at the background.
I know we both have the literally worst ones, but
I have the most benign. It's like it looks like a set of nothingness. There is nothing.
It would be better if it was a fake green screen of just that.
Yes, at one point I just go like this, Carvey, and it's a part of a curtain.
We'll get you your Carvey sign to match my Spade one back there. And
okay,
maybe I'll put my tour dates. Oh yeah, tour dates, davidspade.com. Where am I going, Heather? Yell out cities. Boston, New Jersey.
Boston, you don't do it because it's easy. You do it because it's hard. Boston, next.
Des Moines is almost sold out, I think.
Des Moines is...
Might have to add a show in Des Moines. I don't know if we're going to add one.
I played the county fair there.
I don't like adding shows. I like to just do it, fill it up, and then just come back on the next round and do it again.
Right, they add one, and then you have that second show where it's a little sparse, and it's kind of a...
Yeah, sometimes they fill up the second one.
So
I'm doing ABQ, Albuquerque.
Okay.
Portland, I've done a lot.
5,000 feet.
And Portland has a lot of... I've been there the most, but they always have a good crowd. They always show up. So
what is it? The Albert Schneitzer Theater? Is that?
I think it's the Albert Schweitzer Hall.
I played that years ago. Yeah, I never forgot the name. I could never pronounce it, but the Albert
Arlene Schnitzer
Theater,
something like that.
That's why the audiences are good, because their expectations are so low going in there with a name like that.
Oh, Omaha.
Omaha
gets a shout out.
Try to get some new insurance when you're out at Omaha.
Try to get some.
That's the health insurance capital of the world.
They must have been so stoked when Peyton Manning was like, Omaha.
Remember Peyton Manning, football player, doing audibles. Omaha.
What's your
Omaha?
Give me some of your week before we get into the hard hitting stories.
Went to LA. My wife and I flew to Sun Valley. Okay. I'm not the happiest flyer, but it was nice. It was one of those kind of smaller planes, maybe a 40-seater. I don't know how Kevin Nealon would have done in this thing. I mean, I hit my head constantly.
You hit your head, and Kevin Nealon's
I'm hitting my head. I'm Land of the Giants in this thing. And then if you come into Sun Valley, I'm kind of like, okay, it's kind of tight. We're going to make a turn. I'm not really. I look out and it's like, what? I mean, it literally, I couldn't exaggerate how close the mountains were. Have you ever flown in there? You could count.
I always think, do you guys know what you're doing?
Well, I found out later, and I'm not saying the airline or whatever. The flight attendant said, well, they probably don't want me to tell you, but they have to have special training to be able to fly into Sun Valley. So you get extra training. So they get in some simulator. So we got shitbox hills on both sides. We'll try to snake through. That's right, Clem. Pass.
Dude, terrifying. It's like Aspen is a little scary.
So it's 6,000 feet. You feel a little funny, unless you hydrate. You
get sick. Yeah, altitude. Yeah.
I do the gig. I do 3 or 4 meet and greets. Mix and mingle is different than a meet and greet.
Grip it and rip it. What is it called? A grab and grip or something?
A grip and grin.
Grip and grin.
It's fine. Hey, it's part of the thing. Everyone's incredibly nice. Everyone is all ruddy faced, and they look like they're about to
ruddy faced.
Well, they're just sort of they're in puffer jackets and boots tucked in, and they're ready to ski.
It's like a nice area. Am I crazy?
It's gorgeous. And we had the flight wasn't until 5, and we stayed there. We weren't really thinking about anything. So we'll pick you up at 3. 15 minutes to noon. They say, hello, it's the front desk. We need you out by noon. We need you out in 15 minutes. We got stuff
out of your room.
Yeah, get out. I go,
fucked.
What do I get out now? I mean, stuff was, we were ready to gathered up, but then our contact person bought us 2 hours so we could get out at 2. So we went down to have lunch. And I don't want to exaggerate how mellow this waiter was, but he literally, he took our order and he's about 7 feet away. I'm like, I'm about to fly. So I'm like, could I have a beer? And he goes, yeah. He didn't even say yes. He just,
yes or no.
About, I don't know, gummies or just so mellow at altitude.
Gummies.
He's like, what kind? I go, I don't know. Stella Artois. I'll check. So then 10 minutes later, it comes back. We don't have that. Well, I'll take anything. What do you got? You got this? He goes, let me go check. So he's gone another 10 minutes. He comes back. Then he's like, I go, do you have like Coors Light or something? I think so. So anyway, it took 40 minutes, but he's a very nice guy. But yeah, he was mellow.
Yeah. I did a flight where 2 things that bother me now. One is
good.
Do you ever get the window shade doesn't go down and you need a ball peen hammer? I'm like, it's like to put it up. Plus with my weakling neck, I'm like, trying to, military it straight up, and then dish, and then
dish
for that, because it just goes up like a 1/4 inch every time. I'm like, I can't spend this much effort and energy just to be blinded by the glare. And then the pilot does this bullshit. I don't know if you noticed this. You get on and you're just sitting there. And they go, well, we got everybody on. We're about to push off. Just waiting for a little bit of paperwork from the flight attendant. I'm like, paperwork? Are we? Do you have a briefcase? Who has physical paperwork? He's like, we're just waiting for a Xerox copy of a couple things. And then, is anyone out there have a printer? I'm like, what are we talking about? Does anyone email you anything?
Yeah. Jesus, you're going to be fuffling with envelopes when you ought to be getting on the joystick to get us vertical. Okay?
Yeah, you got to collate some documents first. I mean,
I'll tell you. What? Yeah.
Who comes in like a mechanic? Like, if you could just initial here, press hard, 4 copies.
Oh, they do sometimes. They have to sign off on the plane. And the guys, the technicians are coming in and out. They got big orange jackets
terrifying.
on. They're coming out of the cockpit and they're shaking their heads. And we had some technical issues. And it is just that some idiot in the back couldn't get the window up. It's usually like a tiny thing, like it's a beverage cart has a stray wheel. But here's 2 things. I didn't want to be a silly senior. During the flight, it's like, okay, you press a button and then the thing comes over, the tray. And so this particular plane I'd never been on, you press the button and it folds out from inside and then you have a tray. So everything.
Oh, easy?
No, but everything I tried, the tray didn't come out. But I said, I didn't want to ask for help. Okay, I'll press down.
Not you.
I'll press here. So flight attendant 27 right out of Utah State. All right, let me get that for you, sir. Press the button. Boom. The other one that bugged me, now that you remind me, is he goes, well, it's a one plane in, 1 plane out. So we're going to have to wait a little bit. Unless something happens. It said flight attendants, take your seats. We can go now. So everything is a little intense.
There you go. Just take a time, relax. We got a window. Let's go. Everybody shut up.
Exactly. We're 4th in the lineup here, but if everybody seats so anyway.
Oh fuck! They moved us. Go! Scramble!
Go!
Yeah. One guy goes, "We were gonna wait an hour. We get to go now." I'm like, "We were gonna wait an hour? I didn't know that."
So I did my rodeo shtick because the flight attendant, I could shake her hand. Yeah. That's how small the plane was. So I did my rodeo star. I'll go back here on an airplane. Yeah. So I loosened the seatbelt as far as I can. I grab the edge of it and I say to her, rodeo guy on an airplane. And I go like this,
And you zip it tighter though.
I zip it super tight as if he's on a horse.
Yeah, that's good. I saw that.
Yeah. So she loved it.
I saw that live when we flew to our gig.
I did it. Yeah, I do. I have plain shtick.
You got some shtick. We have some solid shtick. I don't have any more great stories, but should we introduce Pete? We'll talk about Tommy Boy anniversary real quick.
Yeah, the one last thing. Our car got robbed at LAX.
Oh, wait a second. This is a headline.
Well, we decided, fuck it, let's go old school. We had a lot of time. All right, let's try the airport, man. So
God, what a horrible idea.
LAX. So first of all, it's like, is it fucking east, west, north, or south? So we're suddenly going around a roundabout. We're heading away from the airport.
Yeah, stupid idiots.
That's where the control tower is, and it's getting smaller. So let's go with you. And then we get up on top. We park the car, and when we come back to the car, we know what the fuck. So it looks like ramshackle inside. So we open it up. I had a mini iPad there. They didn't take it. What they did was they left a big red canvas bag in the front seat. Left it.
And
I said,
just a fucking clue.
Jeez. I know. We went down there
for prints,
and we saw the 2, whatever airport police people. There's no way they're going to bust anyone. They were smoking weed down by the machine. Yeah, man. I mean, so anyway, we got rid of the red canvas bag. We got out of there, but that was strange, and we know why it happened because it was my wife's car. My car, if you walk away, it locks. Her car, you have to put your hand on the handle. So I went back for something, and long story short,
you didn't.
We made it home safely, and now we're here now.
Well, I like these, things that happen in real life. That's a tough one. I would get so infuriated if that happened.
It gets a weird feeling, like someone got into our car and was shuffling through it, trying to get stuff.
Someone fucked with you. It feels like bullying. It feels like shit. And of course, no one does anything. And then if you go to the police, they go, in LA, of course, like, you know what you should do is put a cage under your car so people can't get under and get your catalytic converter. And you know what else you should do is you should put more locks. I'm like, how about throw criminals in jail? They're like, no, that's where we draw the line. But
we have a plan. We're working on it. But right now, we don't really, that's not our thing.
Yeah.
We don't
criminals
prosecute.
In jail. the fucking good guys being the victim. You know, it's like the good guys are the ones they go after. Now, I don't know. Because I just saw in England, it was one of our stories coming up, is like, you know, it's bad when everyone's carrying a machete. And now, you know, they're carrying a lot of machetes. Now machetes are illegal to carry around the streets. When was that okay? If I saw someone with a machete, I'd shit my pants. And so many people are walking with machetes to rob people and hack people and on the streets that they go, okay, it was fun for a while, but ixnay on the machetes. So isn't that crazy?
A machete, the name of it and the strength of it, it's a fucking
scary
sword. You're walking around with a sword. You can behead someone in a second. I knew someone, Francis Cronin, he was in the Irish Army, in the UN, in Africa.
Francis.
And when you would talk, he'd go into the town, you'd talk to townspeople. Most of the time, the dudes had a machete just in their hand, just sort of just walking around.
It would make me
a little
give me anxiety.
Yeah.
Because what are you doing with a machete? Even a knife is bad, but a machete means real biz. Like I'm up to really no good.
What I would do is have a fully loaded bazooka and just be holding that and just chatting like, you know, I don't know, partly cloudy tomorrow.
What?
I'm not sure what's up, but
who
could do the sound effects of a bazooka going off?
You rack it in there and then
now you're getting ready.
No, it would be louder than that. Slow motion. Just the reverb from the thing. The kick.
It's that. And then it comes in.
But dude, machete, you don't have to be a pro. You just start swinging that thing and you're going to cause some damage.
I know. So I'm glad that England's come to their senses.
Okay, when we come back from this Pete Segal interview, we're going to show the stories about machete, just to show it's not made up. Okay, so Pete Segal, my director from Tommy Boy. It's the anniversary of Tommy Boy. So we wanted to talk about it today.
Yep.
And I hear about it maybe every day of my life. And let's go to Pete. We chatted with him about all things trivia Tommy Boy, and we'll be right back with it. We'll come back after.
This next segment is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, the professional parts people. Welcome to our special edition.
Yeah, welcome to our special edition of Superfly with a spin on Tommy Boy, the anniversary, which I don't like to say what anniversary it is, but it's a lot.
It's a while back, but
number 30.
And we have the director.
Well, that didn't take long.
The director of the movie is actually talking with us. So
yes, this is Pete Segal, who had a huge hand in making Tommy Boy a hit. And
thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, we are excited to have you. The funny thing about Tommy Boy is I keep reading different stories about it because, you know, it's the anniversary, so more things pop out. You and I probably are in charge of some of these stories. But there's just so many. I wanted you to tell Dana first, and then we'll get into you just saying anything you want about it, was when you got hired, the hiring process, because I remember it got a little sticky.
Well, I had worked with Farley twice before Tommy Boy, once on an HBO special I did with Judd Apatow, and then on a sitcom, The Jackie Thomas Show, which was sort of a loose spinoff of Roseanne. And so I just knew him from those things. And I just thought, gosh, you know, if I ever got to direct a movie, I would love to do his first starring role. And then about a year later, I get this script on my desk. I had then gone on to make my first movie, Naked Gun, the last one.
Oh, cool.
And got this script called Billy the Third, a Midwestern. And I didn't really know anything about the process. I've learned a lot over the years since then, how that script got to me. And I said to Lauren, I said, I've got a lot of notes because I love these guys, but the story is kind of wonky. And he said, well, just, you know, go in and tell the Turners what you think. And I said, do I hold back? He goes, no, just go in, everything.
Pretty good.
The writers, the turners.
So I went in and just, pew, 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 guns a-blazing, notes. And they looked at me, blank expressions, and it was bye-bye. And so I left, and that was it. And then I thought, okay, well, I guess I blew that one. Weeks went by, weeks and weeks, and I get this, and I think I checked with my agent, hey, have they hired anybody yet? Oh, they're still looking. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe some other people are feeling the same way. So I get a call then from Sherry. She said, I want you to come back in and tell me everything that you told Terry and Bonnie. I want to hear it myself.
The head of Paramount, sorry.
Yeah. Wow, Sherry Lansing.
Yeah. So I thought, I feel like Honey on the Causeway. I'm all alone. So I went in, I hit that hallway, that long hallway to her office, and the door opened like she knew I was coming, and just arms out, honey. And she, the hook, line, and sinker, they were in. Well, they were also desperate. They'd, blown the hiatus. They desperately needed someone to come on.
Right.
And so that's how I got it. That was part one. This is a long story, so I'll just stop.
I like when it gets a little ugly.
The time frame is the hiatus because of
the summer
SNL.
hiatus from SNL.
Yeah. So there's a time problem.
We have a window.
Yeah. And we blew that window. And what that means is now Dave and Chris are going to be having to fly back and forth, doing Saturday Night Live and shooting a movie in Toronto at the same time.
Oh, right. This is bad.
They could do it.
So then, and it made the movie more expensive too, because it, what could have taken, 30 days was now going to take 45 days because we only shot 3 days a week with the guys.
And did you stay in Toronto and just chill and maybe try to do pickup shots or anything you could without us?
Yeah. I remember one time, with Farley especially, no one could double him, so he had to do all his own stunts because he was a better athlete than any of the stunt guys his size. But one day I had to shoot a shot of Tommy Callahan walking away from the funeral down this, row of beautiful fall foliage. And I used his double. Chris hated it because he said, that's not how I walk. No more of that. I've got to do every single shot. I'm like, okay, well then we're just sit here and wait.
Who was this guy? Danny? What is it? Remember his stuntman? I think he used him a lot.
I don't remember.
Mine was Danny. His was
probably a great stuntman, by the way.
Yeah, great stuntman. The walking is a good inside baseball thing to talk about because actors get very particular about that.
Yeah.
Well, first time I went to, I think Chris was new to the show, went to an SNL party. We're out on the sidewalk. Hey, lady, whatever he does. And then he just jumps up in the air and just flies on his back on the cement. So this guy was a stunt. I mean, who's going to
show off for you?
He could really throw his body around, obviously.
And he probably got hurt quite a bit. Well, Dave, you tell him about the 2x4.
The 2x4 at the dinosaur place?
Yeah.
Prehistoric forest? Yeah. Well, I don't really remember this except remembering on the day of they take it, they score it. So they take a 2x4. Part of it's supposed to break easy and it's made of balsa wood, maybe?
Yeah. With like the little rubber padding on one edge.
Yeah. You know how it is, Dana. So, but I'm supposed to hit him in the face. We start a fight, which is a funny scene. We have this huge fight. But he sticks his head out to get hit. And of course, it's not an exact science, but I swing. And I don't know if it didn't break or did break, but Pete, you might know more, but I definitely hurt him a little bit on those because even if you get hit by an egg carton empty, it still hurts if someone's swinging it at you. Try not to hurt the guy, but it's almost impossible. They didn't have it perfected. You finished that one.
No, I think you hit him with the hard part of the 2x4. Yeah. And yes, it broke and he went down and, that must have stung.
He wasn't happy.
Yeah. Well, he was very good at taking hits, and also no one else knows how hard he's getting hit. You can't tell, and that was obviously a problem. And but he just gets up. So probably stage 5 concussion, should have been choppered out of there. But when he doesn't want to show any weakness, and he wants to show he's a pro, and he wants to always get hit and fall down and show that, look, this doesn't bother me. And that's a pro, but it's also tough because these days there's probably more scrutiny on it. But, we're running sort of a ragtag mission out there. And we didn't really know. I don't think Pete knew. We just, it's just, you go back and I think, remember one time when the coat didn't rip, when he was doing Fat Guy in a Little Coat, and he's screaming, because I saw this on some outtakes lately.
Yeah.
They made it too tight and he's trying to rip it. It's really hard to rip a regular coat without being scored and cut in the back. So he's screaming and he gets mad because he's like putting everything into it. Every take. That's the hard part.
No rip.
Could I just have a question going back a little bit, because I want you as a director, and just in the broad strokes without laying claim, but just what was besides whatever the story was, the first draft, because you got, the first draft people just kind of throw it out there. What was besides the specific notes, what was missing and what did you capture? Because obviously the movie is now a classic comedy. I mean, it's the movie. And so can you remember like the core things you were trying to figure out with that script?
Yes. Originally, I think Lauren had pitched the show. Obviously, this was a vehicle for Dave and Chris, but the story had a lot of the Rob Lowe character in it, and he was a lot more integral in that story. And as a matter of fact, it was more about them being stepbrothers. And I thought, I don't think that's the story. I think the story is about the two guys who do not get along at Callahan, who have to work together and save the factory and save the town. And I also thought that there was, another story between a father and son. And I knew that was very important to Chris because he had a very close relationship with his dad. And so those two things unraveled, what we had in the first draft from the Turners. And then
who are great writers, by the way.
They're great writers. They're great writers. I just had a different take. And then Lauren said, okay, I'm going to send you out, some help. And he sent out Jim Downey and Fred Wolf. And Downey came out. He had apparently just fallen in some poison ivy. And he was
perfect. Fallen into a vat of poison.
His face was caked with calamine lotion, but like dried up, kind of peeling. And he came out and we talked.
Good look.
For like a week. We had lunches and I heard stories. And then, after a week, I was starting to panic because this was the week that the script was going to be saved.
You mean you're just talking, but nothing's being written?
That's how Downey writes. He talks about everything else in the back of his giant brain. Things are happening.
Yeah. And then finally on Friday, they were going to catch a plane to go back to New York. I said, so what about this? And I held up the script. He goes, I can't help you with that. I can't.
He was there for a week.
Fucking Downey, I love it.
And then I remembered walking, in the parking lot at Paramount, and I told Fred, I said, dude, you guys were my lifesaver. That was a swing and a miss. I'm out. And so I quit.
So you quit?
Oh, listen to this.
Oh, yeah.
And this is Fred Wolf now.
I was telling Fred because, he's my pal. I knew him from before this.
Hey, you're really good. That's really funny. No, you're seriously.
I just want to tell you something, Pete. I'm going to talk about Dana in a minute, but I want to talk to you.
No, seriously, Pete. We love Fred. Go ahead. So you quit.
I quit on a Friday, and on a Sunday, you wanted ugly, Dave.
Yeah.
I'll give you ugly. So
I heard.
Sunday, I get phone rings, and my wife answers it, and then she covers it and says, "It's Sherry."
Oof.
Jerry Lansing. And apparently this wasn't the first time that she used this method, but she said, I have a team of attorneys speeding to the studio right now to strategize how to sue you for tens of millions of dollars and to take your home from you. And I said, have you seen my home?
Have you been to the home?
And then I said,
it's on wheels. You can just pull it.
Yeah. I said, checkmate. Fine, I'll go, but this is going to be a disaster. And she said, honey, I know you're going to make it great. And I have to say, she, all these years later, she was so responsible for helping us keep this thing together. And here we are talking about it 30 years later. I credit her.
It seemed like it was a natural thing because of the history of like Laurel and Hardy and, sort of Chris, which we can talk about more about being sort of quintessential as far as a big comedian and throwing his body around. And then David and them being at that very close friends, the chemistry, it's it's the comedy team. It's Wayne and Garth. It's Abbott and Costello. So I think focusing on that obviously worked beautifully. And you had Rob Lowe and you had the other stuff, but and Brian Dennehy got that in.
Brian Dennehy's so solid.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Derek, great in the movie.
But the interesting thing is Chris was obviously hilarious on his own, but Dave, you were the engine, to that machine of the two of you. You had to be, you would pitch and he would hit and he would knock it out of the park, but those balls wouldn't be flying anywhere if it wasn't for you getting under his skin, and getting that out of him,
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, those kind of movies, it is obviously could not be done without Chris. I think there's people that could have played my part, but I lucked into it, and it was really fun to figure it out as we went, and all of us up there, and just taking a movie about brake pads, and trying to make it funny, because that's the original. That's the movie.
Two losers with a dream, or it's just always a likable motif for a comedy film. They're on their adventure. They're trying to make it, but the likability.
I remember seeing it.
Huge.
Dana, when we're doing it out of sequence, obviously we're flying back and forth. I'm getting skinnier, he's getting fatter. And
probably true.
We both feel sick and tired and the whole time. And so when it's all over, we know that scenes are funny, but we don't know how the movie's going to be. That's the problem with shooting out of sequence, which if people know, that's pretty much every single movie. You could shoot the finale the first day. You don't really even know what your characters are like, or you're not really gelled into it, but that's the hard part. So it's up to Pete to put it together. And so Pete, and also Bill Kerr, the editor, but Pete's putting together these driving shots, adds some music, just makes it all make sense. And the way he shot it, we can't tell, because I don't know if we had playback back then.
We did, but
yeah. Maybe we weren't the ones to watch playback. You know what I mean? It was sort of up to Pete, but the point is he made it all flow, added so much more. So when you see it, yes, it's funny performances, but everybody cannot. There's so many people that cannot drop the ball. The editor can't, Pete can't, we can't. And if you get it all right, you've been in a couple of those that when it works, it's so hard to get it right.
Director's medium, and landing the pathos on the boat at the end. That's unique, where it doesn't come off forced. It really comes off like, whoa, that hits you, We all know the feeling of running late and then inevitably running into car problems. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, but thankfully, O'Reilly Auto Parts, as you know, O'Reilly Auto Parts, you're welcome. These guys have all the parts. They have everything you need for do-it-yourself stuff. Like, let's say I'm driving, raining, windshield wipers giving up. And then they're on intermittent, which I don't know. I think they're off. And then it's barely wet, barely. And it goes, That's when you're driving a half hour later. You're like, are these still on? So I had mine break. But they weren't, they were just messing things up. They weren't cleaning it. So I had to go in, get some more. They tell you how to slide them on. It's not that hard. Folks at O'Reilly, they know what they're doing. Got thousands of parts in stock. If you're in a jam, stranded in a parking lot with bad windshield wipers like me or a dead battery, they'll test it for free. All right. And if it's toast, they go replace it.
Windshield wipers, brake lights, random car noises that make you nervous. Yep. They've got you covered. Even if you have zero clue what you're doing, the team at O'Reilly won't judge.
They don't judge. They just go, are you a novice? And I don't know what that means. So I go, yeah, I think so. So whether you're a car aficionado or an auto novice, O'Reilly Auto Parts is the place to go. Find what you need in-store or at O'ReillyAuto.com before your car decides to quit on you again.
Well, we had, when we started filming, only 66 pages. Because
I think I remember that.
We started over. That's
a little wispy,
a little light in the loafers.
That's just so we can start. We have we have to have a fake reason to go.
Exactly.
Shoot something while they're writing or whatever.
Yeah. And so the fact that you guys were at SNL gave Fred and me extra time to work on the script. And so as we were going, it was so exhausting because of this pressure of laying the train tracks out in front of the locomotive every day. that we did not know how the story was going to end. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And then Fred came up with a miracle scene, the scene where the guys are walking with Dan Aykroyd in the factory and the test dummies and all that. And that came in, and suddenly I thought, oh, okay, I see how the story can end, but how can we wrap this up emotionally? And I always had this idea of Tommy talking to the spirit of his father up in this water tower that we built that we never actually used in the movie. And it was kind of corny and it didn't work, you know, what I was thinking. And so we're kind of stuck. And we called in this writer named Len Blum, who had written Stripes.
Yeah.
And I said, dude, I don't know how to end this movie emotionally. And he said, let me take a look at the footage. And he saw the sailboat scene earlier after the funeral. And he said, well, why don't you just revisit that? And that's where he can be talking to the spirit of his father. And the answer will be the wind, you know.
Tearjerker.
Yeah. No, it landed.
That was it.
Yeah. Well, I just, this Inside Baseball, people would like it. Like when you first assembled and you do a test screening and you get cards back, what was the first test screening like? What was the range of the scores?
I think the highest score we got was an 82. So we started in the 70s. But one thing, you know, because I had just come from Naked Gun, and the Zucker brothers learned from the Marx brothers, who rehearsed all of their movies in dinner theaters so that by the time they got to the set, their material was tight and they knew what worked in front of a crowd and what didn't. That saved them. What the Zuckers did is they started recording the audiences sound-wise so that if you say, well, that got a big laugh, and then, you know, David, if you were there, said, it got kind of a medium. Well, let's go to the tape. It was empirical.
Okay. That's
but then what we did, I had just been given, you know, a Sony Handycam for Christmas, and it had that night vision. And so I said, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we hide this under the screen and so we can see the crowd, and that'll help us shape the movie. That was the first time night vision was ever used.
Interesting.
And now it's standard.
Oh, okay. So you see the crowd, you see the laughs, and then you're going to do a re-edit based on.
If they don't laugh, you cut it out, you know? And then if you see them shifting in their seats, they're bored. Look at what are we doing that's going slowly here? You know, that.
And what was David Spade's biggest laugh of the movie?
You know, Pete, I have to say that if I can remember back those old screenings, I think maybe the one that tested the highest was the deer smashing the car and us watching. Maybe. But over time, it is not the number one thing that is brought up.
No.
And what is?
I mean, you know what happens over time when people see it 5, 10, 20 times? It's throwaway jokes.
Yeah.
That they remember. I mean, from Stripes, from all these old movies you picture.
It's
a Cinderella story and Caddyshack and just throwaway lines. But I think there was maybe Fat Guy in a Little Coat. Obviously, people still are aware of.
One of my favorites was caught from you guys. And Fred and I were just like desperate to write down anything that you guys did funny in your interaction. Farley comes out of a wardrobe test in his suit, the iconic brown tweed. And he said, David, does this suit make me look fat? And you fire back, no, your face does. I'm like, that's going in.
Yeah.
That's going in. And that's how we heard about this thing he would do at SNL, Fat Guy in a Little Coat. Okay, we'll put that in. But he never sung it, you know?
Yeah, that was a good one.
One thing that happened in the boredom of making a movie, because you and Chris were used to live TV, one take, 3 cameras, done.
Yes.
Suddenly we're doing multiple takes, multiple angles, and it would get boring. But in that boredom, so I shoot Fat Guy in a Little Coat, I shoot Chris's side, done. I turn around, because we only had 1 camera, we were low budget, turn around, getting Dave, and I thought we were done. That night, Bill Kerr, our editor, calls me and he says, oh my God, you got to go back and reshoot this. I'm like, what are you talking about? You didn't hear Farley off camera. He started singing it and getting all goofy. I'm like, you did? He goes, yeah, look at the dailies. So I looked at him, and sure enough, we turned around the next day and reshot it.
Because Chris was talking and singing while David...
He was bored, so he just starts fucking around.
So the sound was messed up, and he was just bored and didn't know how movies were made. Like his sound was... Got it.
Well, I think he was just doing it not even to get... Just like bored, and then it sounded actually funnier. I remember I saw an outtake recently that I don't remember, of course, where we're in bed at the hotel and he talks about Zelensky and I go, well, he's a nice guy.
Oh, that one, yeah.
And then Chris starts hysterically laughing and I try to hold the take because maybe you use that one, but when people laugh, it's funny, but sometimes you can't use it. But if you wait a hair longer, you can cut away after.
Yeah.
But he laughs and he goes, what a fucking dick. Because I don't know, I guess it was the same thing, just giving it a different reading because of just we've done it too many times, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes things happen.
That is the thing about film is you're supposed to the crew's not supposed to laugh and no one's supposed to laugh. And so there's this dinner table tension at Thanksgiving where where someone's saying the Lord's Prayer and so you're laughing. So there's that tension there that does create kind of fun moments.
I remember seeing one of another outtake I'd forgotten about was we shot most of what was Callahan in some abandoned post office, and it had holes in the roof, and birds would get in, and birds would start chirping like crazy, having a fight in the middle of takes, and Chris could not hold it together because he just kept looking up at the birds on the set.
Did you know? It was there. I remember there was some scuttlebutt about Bo Derek cutting her hair. Is that not true?
I don't remember that. I just
because she had long hair from obviously everyone knows from the movie 10,
right?
And she was doing a different movie, and she came right to the set, and she had short hair. And I don't think anyone knew, and we didn't know. I don't know if it was an issue or not. I think everyone was just surprised.
I don't. Yeah, it kind of rings a bell. And I just heard an interview she was doing just a couple days ago, where she said she was not even shooting another movie; she was doing another business in Asia. And she came and was got a phone call and was on the set the next day coming out of the pool in a bikini.
Oh, yeah. I think I did hear that.
And then she said, well, I must have been replacing someone. And I said, I don't think we had anybody.
I don't remember.
We were just so disorganized.
Disorganized, yeah.
We were just hiring someone the next day. But so the first time I met her, she comes out and it's they have to show the wardrobe to the director, and she comes out in a robe and she goes, "What do you think?"
Yes, they do.
So she opens up her robe, and first thing I'm looking at is Bo Derek from 10 showing me this bikini on her. I just stared straight at her eyes and said, "Fine, that's fine."
Fine. Could not be more lovely. She was such a sweetheart and such a great another addition. You don't really talk about a lot, but she was so good to have in there because people loved her. I think you said she was the biggest star in the movie, right?
Well, Blake
she had just come off of 10,
yeah,
and we had come off of nothing. Also, remember these old outtakes that I think Skippy had that they are somewhere? Maybe I have now. By the way, Pete gifted me with Skippy. That when he comes to the door during housekeeping, and I think you said do one with undies on, one with maybe a robe, and then one with nothing.
Yes.
Right?
Just to have it. And then I did tell him, and whatever you do, for the love of God, do not turn around. Well, of course, that's all Chris needed to hear. So he turned around and started flailing around his wiener, just dancing straight into the camera. And I just said, this film will be burned. We will not.
He said, hi, Sherry.
I think you mentioned that.
Hi, Sherry. Yeah, I don't think those ever got out in the fun outtakes that I see on Instagram. Do you feel, I tell you, I felt spoiled coming from SNL with Dana and these guys, just on a writing level and performing level. And then I go to Tommy Boy. And then I've done, some things in life I really love and some things that are a little tougher, But don't you feel spoiled when you get on a set and it's not like that? And you're like, oh my God, this is going to be tough.
Yeah. I mean, people say because that movie is so well remembered, you must have had a blast making it. It wasn't fun making it.
Wasn't that fun?
Movies aren't fun to make generally.
If you tell me it's a hit, I'll give you a hint. This will be a big tip for everybody. If you tell me it's a huge hit ahead of time, it will help a lot.
Yeah.
Well, but the fact that you don't know and the bad ones are just as hard to make as the good ones.
Yeah. That's the unfair part.
Yeah. Yes.
You
worked all this. You did all this work, and it makes your career worse.
Yeah.
You go, that doesn't make sense.
No, and sometimes when things are going too well, I start to not trust it. And then I get into a weird mood that, everyone's so nice. Everything's so great. Everything's so funny. This movie's going to tank.
Yeah, you never know.
Well, I don't know if people understand this. Like, what was your longest day? Because on low budget films, sometimes you got to go and gold.
Oh, I know that one.
All right. I mean, because that's why you don't even know if it's English. If it's 24 hours. How long?
I think I just saw Pete on the set of Bus Boys. And I did I ask you this, that the Factory, I think we did almost 24 hours. Is that possible?
Close. Probably.
It was definitely
because we went day to night and then we shot overnight until like 6 in the morning.
In the high teens, did you say?
Yeah,
it had to be.
Wayne's World had a couple of those where you're like,
I think we only had it and we flew in on a weird thing, like after the SNL after party, and then we start Sunday morning, and then we only have it for Sunday, but we go late, but they open Monday morning. So I think it was one of those where we all remember things differently, but I just remember I think we had a lot of cast in it. We had a couple stunts and all that stuff just slows everything down.
Yeah. That was a long one, but I think the most painful one was cow tipping. Because cow tipping, because it was a night shoot in the cold, the Great White North. And I don't know, my God, it must have been 0 degrees. And Chris had to, dive in the mud under a cow. And
how are you?
Yeah. And the sun was coming up. If you look hard, you'll see right over his shoulder when he comes up with the mud mask that you see the sun starting to rise, that we were just running out of time.
Yeah. You remember the coldest day? I'll tell you this, Dana. Dana's glazing over, but here's the coldest day.
Not at all. I'm just cold right now.
This is a riveting reveal.
Okay.
I would say, Pete, because it started getting cold and then it got cold fast. Spade from Arizona was not ready and not loving it. I would say probably, in my estimation, we're standing by a billboard yelling about the bees to the cops, and then we're going, "Oh my God, Zelensky!" And I think we looped some of it because I couldn't formulate the words because my jaw was frozen.
Well, what are we looking at? No, I'll see your cold and raise it on a movie.
You'll see where we only have light clothes on.
Were you in Canada or
Toronto?
Yeah.
Toronto. Okay. Yeah. My movie took place in Ontario, something like that. We were minus 30 Celsius, and me, Nicolas Cage, and John Celsius.
Oh, paradise.
Yeah. Trapped in Paradise with John. And we just fell down in the snow. It was all night shoots. A lot of frostbite. We were wrapped up like the Mummy, and then they take it off, and they fans for the snow, so everything was going to be overdubbed. But yeah, so you guys were definitely below 0 probably at night.
I think we were close to that because I remember
probably the same.
We can't keep shooting and night shoots on top of that. Like every movie I do now, we're like, let's do splits or let's do some other way.
Yeah, no, nights are the worst.
Fucking nurse. So, okay, well, go one more, Dana, and then we got to let Steve. Our guy Pete go.
How to put in context this movie? One thing I was going to say, and this will be a compliment alert for my partner in comedy, is David can do the cut. He can do kind of little, but it's always likable. It never comes with teeth, and so all his little put downs of Chris just always never went to the other level. So that's the chemistry of the two of them. And then with Chris Farley, just thinking when you watch his, guy down by the river and this movie and stuff, I just don't think we've seen another Chris Farley. There must be at one point we will. He's just a singularity in comedy in the last 30 years. And there's been brilliant people and brilliant movies, but he's something unique about him that is sort of irreplaceable right now. I mean, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Fellas?
And at the 50th, 100%. The SNL 50th, I bumped into Paul Walter Hauser, who's going to be playing Chris.
Oh,
the Chris Farley story. And I said, look, if you ever want to grab a lunch, I'll tell you stories. So that's going to be.
Oh, he definitely should. I talked to him at one of my shows. He came and we talked about it. He's got an uphill battle, but I said, good luck to you. The guy's a good actor. So. Yeah.
Chris had that throaty when I'm just, that thing that's really hard to duplicate. He'd put so much into that, that would be what I would try to advise that actor to try to get that tone and get that energy.
I says. I go, you're making that a full update bit? He goes, oh yeah. He goes, I says right to him. I says, and that's his whole bit. I go, a fucking full update? He's like, yep, and it's gonna kill. And then it did. Shit. So funny. Yeah. Well, Pete, thank you, bud.
Thank you.
I will say to Dana's point quickly, when I'm on the bench, I don't know if it's your idea or whoever's idea, I'm kind of borderline mean to Chris the whole movie, but when I'm on the bench and I say he's my only friend, that's erases it.
Dude, I just watched, there was a screening last night, and exactly when that scene came up, that was really nicely done the way you did it. It was very genuine, it was very real, and it kind of made the whole arc of your relationship with Tommy Callahan work, that scene.
Yeah, it helped it make sense.
The put down.
Yeah, because they just feel sorry for me.
It's like a song, and then he's my only friend. It's just filmmaking. Well, congratulations on being the director of one of our all-time classic comedies and everything else you've done. Naked Gun. But anyway.
Appreciate it.
That segment was brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Whether you're a car aficionado or an auto novice, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are knowledgeable, helpful, and best of all, quite friendly. Okay, so that was Pete Segal. Great talking to him. I do want to jump on that. We talked afterwards about a musical for Fat Guy in a Little Coat, and then the Tommy Boy musical.
Yeah, the Tommy Boy musical. I was serious.
And then on Broadway, and then we could do Richard, my character, who never had a friend, and so I get to do your idea was a song.
You single a song. I mean, it'd be so funny. I never had a friend.
I walk away from Tommy on the bench and go sing. Yeah. And maybe I thought this is interesting casting. I get played by Ariana Grande. And don't do anything to her. Just the way she is. It just looks like me. Actually, she could pull her hair back.
She looks like your little sister.
Just put little bangs on. Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. Doing that SNL in the fall when she was host, that gal is multi-talented. I mean, she could do anything. Literally, she could probably work up an impression of you if she had to. She's got an incredible ear.
I have to say, I thought I was calling this early the last time she hosted, that she, I wanted to get word to her. So funny. And she's really good. She did Jennifer Lawrence. It was funny.
Yeah.
Then she goes in the thing where she sings all these different songs in the radio station.
Different voices.
And she's so talented. And she's such a little twig. And she just rips it out with a great voice. And she's cute, funny. I mean, I don't know how she does it. That show is tough. And I'm so tough. And it makes me crumble. But
she... I did Jennifer Coolidge with her and Chloe.
Oh, that's right.
And that was fun. She had a blast. I mean, I think that people don't do sketch comedy all the time. When it's working, it's really fun, you know?
Right. I almost want to see Wicked literally just for her, because I just want to see, I know nothing about Wicked, but she's good and she sings well.
Wizard of Oz, basically.
Yeah. Let's not. Did you know that Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man? That he didn't already have. Who is that? Go.
I know it is already. I'm just saying for people listening, I'm going to give you 3 seconds. America.
That's the band America.
Yeah.
And that song is
nothing to.
I never understood that as a kid. Have you ever realized some words as a kid you don't understand because you don't know what it means? Like they say like a phrase or something you've never heard, and now you get older, you go, "Oh, now I get what that meant."
Right, because you remember the movie. You had nothing.
I didn't know he was saying Oz. That was such a clever little thing to say.
Yeah, instead of the Wizard of Oz.
Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man.
Like the Tin Man didn't have a heart, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but they said, but he didn't. already have.
That he already had it. The whole theme, the whole theme of the movie.
I didn't get it, the whole movie. Anyway, so
you were two.
We'll quickly show the machete story just to show it's true, and then we'll move on. All right, so this one is for sponsor BetMGM. And if you BetMGM, follow or, you tag them at all socials are at BetMGM. They are the sports book born in Vegas. BetMGM's NBA Fast Break, free to play. Jimmy Fallon, have you heard about this?
Yeah, it's free to play every day. It's like insane. You just win prizes.
Yeah, okay. Well, you get it. Yeah. Okay. So log on to BetMGM every day and play the new Fast Break basketball game for your chance to win prizes. All you need to do is log on to BetMGM, head to the promotions page, and fire up Fast Break to find yourself on the b-ball court ready to play.
It's ready to play. Right, hold on a second. Oh, this is insane. It's a b-ball court. You're ready to play. It's insane. I can't believe it.
Yep. Play Fast Break for your daily shot at boost tokens, bonus bets, or bonus spins.
Yeah, bonus spins. Oh, my God. That's incredible. David Spade. Bonus spins of David Spade. Oh, man.
But I have to tell you, Jimmy, BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This promotional offer is not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, you live up by there, Jimmy, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. 1-800-327-5050 for Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. This was it. Ninja swords.
I eat machetes.
Even worse. Ninjas are the band.
Jeez.
Goddamn. Okay, enough of that one. What's the next one? Give us anything. We will do anything.
Mm-hmm. I read an article. I don't have a picture of it, but I thought it was interesting.
Lie.
The divorce rate of people in their 40s and 50s has quadrupled. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll go back to divorce rate, but
yeah.
Trump officials texted attack plans to a group chat. Oh, everyone's heard of this story. From a secure app. They don't want to say Signal, but I'm on Signal for a fantasy football chat. But it's supposed to be airtight. And this is a mess.
This is something when you hear it, you kind of go, what? Like, how in the fuck does that happen? And can you imagine the person that had to deliver the news to Trump?
What are you saying? I don't understand. What are you saying?
What are you saying?
Say it again.
They fucked up. They fucked up good. They're fucking morons. I'm not going to fire them, but that's a fucking move you'd never fucking make. I mean, right?
I will say, if somebody screws up, Republican or Democrat, the first thing they say is, you should quit. And they always go, guys, why are we even doing this? You think I'm ever going to quit? And there's no one on either side that's ever just going to quit. They have to be literally pushed out with a bulldozer.
No.
So they don't do it. But that thing's funny because I thought it'd be funny for you if they said that group chat was left over that Biden set it up, and it would be funny if Biden was still on it and he was getting, he thought it was the lunch orders for the White House every day. And he's like, Hama, do they have fish kebabs? And they're like, I'm sorry, sir. Who is this? And he's
I like some Hamas with my egg salad sandwich. Come on, folks.
Yeah.
I'm not getting around here.
Everybody get your orders in. We're going to do this thing.
Yeah, I'll have a bomb burger.
Bomb burger.
Iran style.
He doesn't understand it. He's reading it all going. And then he accidentally FaceTimes evereverone. They're like, don't answer. It's fine.
He thinks it's all.
His face is like this.
I'll have a snack attack. Excuse me, a sneak attack. The attack's underwater now sandwich.
I kind of like snack attack, sneak attack.
Sneak attack is sandwich.
Yeah. The sandwich is the bomb.
Huh? Yeah. Come on.
Shit. Come on. Everyone, look at my new emoji I found.
Guess what? We got the beef.
Where's the beef?
We got the beef. Oh, no, Arby's. We got the meat.
They changed that? That's a little like Wendy's. Where's the beef? I hate this.
Yeah, they copy each other.
Fucking copy.
Who did what? What are you doing?
Okay. This is a story that came out last week, right when Superfly. I didn't know enough data. Now I have even less. There's a vast underground city below Giza pyramids, which
yes,
not to be confused with I'm a geezer. Egypt's pyramids. Scientists, wild theory claims. Experts debunk it. I will say it's a riveting story if it's close to true. That they have these, you can't see, but in those infrared heat-seeking, that photo above.
Yeah.
It says they're too specific. Now, if you can't see it and you're just going by, there's a mass down there, there's something down there, and it goes down about 3 football fields. That's interesting enough. But they're like, oh, and it had sparklers on it and a Christmas tree light. And I'm like, it's underground. You can't know all that. Right.
Well, look, this is a provable thing. Right now, people said it's real. It's debunked. So somebody go in there and
dig them up. Let's dig them
up. Send Biden in there. I'll go in there and check and see if there's a Ptuma Parataco, the Pharaoh. Look.
Paratactyl?
What was it? Tubaku? I can't remember the famous
Just go with Tut.
Tin Cup. King Tut.
Tutankhamun,
that guy. Remember in 4th grade, you'd study the Egyptians.
Yeah, we got a lot in common.
By the way, they still don't know how the pyramids got built. So
fuck, dude, it's so dialed in. There's copper in there. There's things in there that make them like electrical rods for some UFO shit. I'm all in.
I want a secret alien city to be there. I honestly do. I really want a secret alien city under the pyramids.
I'm scared.
So we can kind of relax and go, we're not alone. Like, does it really matter that we're not alone? But we may not be.
I'm
alone.
a little. My conclusion is that we aren't alone, and I'm a little relaxed about it because they could kill us so fast that at least they're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I had heard Roswell was lightning knocked him out of the sky, and then they were like, they don't feel so hot, because they crashed. And they're like, everyone just be cool, nothing to see here. And there's like, oh, there's a lot to see here, dude.
I know.
That's them talking to the aliens. They're like,
there's a lot of shenanigans with the JFK report coming out. A lot of let's keep that quiet and don't let anyone know that. So you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to kind of ask questions like, okay,
I think if any of that shit happened, even 9/11 right now, people would shoot so many holes through that so fast. Like back then, it was a world all through life. This is what's in school. This is what you're taught. But when people ask a few questions and it trips them up, you go, wait, it shouldn't be that hard. Like,
right.
What's this? What's this? So it is fun to follow those stories. Some are true, some aren't, but.
Oh, yeah.
Stephen A. Smith.
There is no doubt that LeBron James is the second greatest basketball player of all time.
None. No doubt. Never in question.
Anyway.
Well, Stephen A. Smith would take a swing at LeBron. This is where it goes a little haywire. I don't think he should bring this up because when I saw him talking, he's like, obviously LeBron could pound me, fine. But LeBron's like a physical specimen with the best doctors and trainers in the world.
Best sense of the word. Yeah.
So, yeah, and one's a sports reporter. So it's like, let's take that out of the equation of who could win it. But anytime you get in a beef with someone, there's always in the back of your mind, what if we get in a fight? Because it gets tempers flare.
If LeBron put his weight behind it at his size, he could really hurt somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Stephen A. Smith's kind of slender. I mean, he's pretty tall, but he's not LeBron. And he knows, but it's just gotten to playground stuff. LeBron did post an image of him 10 years ago. He said he had dislocated shoulders of him boxing. And Stephen A. Smith said it was a bad look. And then he came back today with a 15-minute diatribe. Yeah, defending the whole thing. He wasn't making fun of Bronny. I mean, it just sort of, who was it? Albert Brooks that said life is like high school with money. Guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's also like there's people I don't like out there in showbiz, and it's like high school. You're not going to get along with everyone. And So it's okay to. Did you hear that? Not funny.
What did Heather say?
When I plug in. Now, when I plug in my phone, can you hear what it says?
Oh, there it is. Beep, bop, boop. Okay.
Fucking A. It took a hair too long, that motherfucking. Okay, I'm going to give everyone one more shot at it. And Heather, you cannot talk. Shake the phone up. Look, there's Harper.
What is that about?
Okay, ready? Everybody quiet. On the set, we're rolling.
Beep, bop, boop.
That's a good one. Every time you plug it in and people aren't ready for it, they go, what is it?
That's something you say. That's one of your...
It's something I say. And Heather told me that you can... I think hers says, hey, Heather. So if you plug it in, it can say something very short. And I was like... And I go, oh, no, it sounds too robotic. So I go, oh, maybe it should say something robotic. Beep, bop, boop. Beep, bop, boop, boop, boop. Okay, so Stephen A. Smith started about LeBron and Bronny.
Well, Stephen A. Smith, I don't know I didn't listen to everything. Just said
confrontation on the court
about that, and he was just saying that he did not believe that Bronny James, who by the way dropped 39 this week in the G League, was ready for the NBA. So that was,
So yeah, so LeBron saw him at a game on the court and said, "Hey." To the effect of
don't shit on my son. And so I get the emotionality of it and I get that side. I think this leads, and we'll talk to our friend Ted Sarandos. One night only, Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James sit down and talk it out. Then LeBron James will put on a 100-pound weighted suit and they will go 3 rounds with David Spade as the referee.
I'm the ref? Okay.
And Dana Flarfo as the announcer. No, we're both the announcers.
No, you open.
I do a cute 10. I do my
You do a few up front.
Sweet potatoes, sweet potatoes.
Just that part of your act. And then, celebrity boxing should come back.
I'm just on Team Bronny. I think he's in the toughest position for any young athlete. I think he's brave to do what he's doing. LeBron's being the dad. And I hope in the end of the day, Bronny becomes a good NBA player, and his dad will eventually retire. He can't play to 50 in the NBA, can he?
Let's look at a clip.
What a hot take I had there.
Yeah, that was a hot take.
That was a hot take.
That was a Luke take. All right, next story. Sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes.
Oh, I thought this was interesting.
Oh.
It's one of those where you have to listen to it. Is it too boring?
Theo wanted a comedian to, that's what you do in big comedy movies. And Jim wanted an actor who would make him listen, who would react, who would get it. It's a buddy-buddy movie.
And the studio wanted
a comedian will just try to top me. And then we're into that. And that's not what this is. There's a heart to this. There's these 2 guys. They're stupid as hell, but there's a heart to them. I got the role, and I was aware that others wanted someone else. But I knew that Jim, Pete, and Bobby Farley wanted me. So we all went to Breckenridge, Colorado.
It's an interesting showbiz story.
And the first morning, we shot the scooter. Me and Jim driving down the mountain pass, and I say, I got to pee, and he says,
I got this script ahead of time.
That was the first morning, first day, pulling into Aspen, supposedly, and the snot coming down, getting off the scooter. That was morning
Hilarious.
1.
He stays on his
Jim
back.
didn't work the rest of the week. We went to the lodge. We did the chairlift on the pole with the tongue on the pole.
Didn't work the whole week.
Why? Because he was broken.
We did the tongue sitting there getting pulled off.
I didn't figure it out either.
We did going into the ski lodge, crashing the skis.
Funny.
Physical comedy.
Now we do the snowball in the head. Now we get to Thursday and Friday, and Jim hasn't worked yet. And I may be in Dumb and Dumber, but I'm not stupid. The audition is still going on. I come to find out they're going to assemble these scenes featuring me. And we're all somewhere going to look at them over the weekend. And somebody is on call. Somebody who's a comedian is waiting to hear whether he's going to go do the movie or not.
Mr.
Nobody told
James
me.
Carey.
But you could feel it. Maybe I'm just hallucinating. I don't know. Maybe I'm being paranoid. I don't know. Okay. I wait Sunday. I get the call. See you Monday morning, 6 a.m. Maybe I'm wrong. Go into makeup Monday morning.
Cliffhanger.
Now we're shooting a scene with me and Jim. Jim walks into the makeup trailer pats me on the shoulder, leans in, and says, just keep doing what you're doing. They love you. Kept walking. Jim Carrey's a friend of the.
Okay.
To this day. That's what he said.
All right. They offered me, or they reached out to me to play the sidekick.
For real?
Yeah. And
that doesn't seem like a stretch.
Well, I think Jeff Daniels was great. And by the way, all those scenes that they showed were physical comedy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you would have been great. I didn't think of that.
The tongue throws the snowball because falls down. So
throws it too hard, I think.
But it worked. It worked great. He played it. You know, he's a serious actor, and he hosted SNL. Incredibly down to earth guy. Lives in Michigan his whole life, and he played it. He played it funny. It really worked. And with Jim Carrey as such a supernova, you wouldn't want anybody trying to. You wanted something juxtaposed to him, so it worked. I mean, it's a classic comedy. It's great.
That's what he's saying. The studio wants a comic. Jim wanted him, and he's basically Jim saying,
"You got to try out.
We can't have two Jim Carreys. We have to." And that's what would have happened.
And that was his tryout.
I thought that was interesting that people don't know. He had the whole week with no scenes with Jim, and everyone just watching and going, and then they go,
"Is he
funny?"
Keep him. They're saying, "Can he be funny?" Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he did a good job. Okay.
Yeah, he did. All. He was absolutely hilarious in the movie.
Well, Dana, you were perfectly pleasant today. You were a lot of fun.
I thought that Pete Segal, he called you Dave, and you called him Pete. I called him Peter, and I call you David. I thought that was kind of interesting. But it was nice revisiting that movie, and we had fun talking about everything.
T-Boy we had a lot of trivia in there I liked.
And I'm feeling more and more positive the more I hear information from other funny people and people in the industry. Not to jinx it, but this movie, Busboys, I just feel like it's the right timing for sort of what's coming out. I'm just saying.
I'm going to look at it this weekend. I'm going to look at it rough, and then we get to start to needle it. So I'm thinking it might be good. So I'm excited. It felt funny. We did it. So let's see. This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it.